San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime year.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego, and happy Thursday, everybody out there in America's finest city. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Thanks to everybody yesterday that came out to Park 101. We had a great time for the watch party for what was a fun victory for the San Diego Padres. It's win or go home yet again. And yesterday, the San Diego Padres accomplished and achieved at least one of the couple of things that they needed to do and be the first team ever to do it. And that was be the first road team to ever force a Game 3 in the Wild Card Series since they started it in 2022. You could really go back to 2020. Also, again, semantics on that. It's a 3-game playoff series. In a best of 3-game playoff series, at least since 2020, a road team has not forced a Game 3 in Game 2 after losing Game 1. A road team has also never, ever forced a Game 3 and then won a Game 3. The Padres are trying to be the first team since themselves, who did it in 2020, albeit as a home team, to win a series after going down 0-1. Now, that being said, the Guardians are trying to do that this before the Padres, and the Yankees are going to try to do it after the Padres. So we'll see what happens in these 3 games, but it's going to be must-watch television today for Major League Baseball, especially for your San Diego Padres. I talked about it yesterday. And again, I appreciate everybody that came out to the watch party. We'll talk about that a little bit. But yesterday in my open, I called out the Grit Squad. Where was it? I don't know where it was on the first game, but I'm going to tell you right now, it was a little bit more gritty in Game 2 than it was in Game 1. The Padres still left a lot of guys on base, though. They still left a lot of guys on base. They left a lot of guys stranded in scoring position. They have to be able to add. Manny Machado, who had been awful in the playoffs in his career, got the big swing. That was the Manny Machado Heisman moment. He needs to be able to do that again. And how about Dylan Cease, huh? How about Dylan Cease? I can't believe we're celebrating 3 2/3, but you know what? In this day and age in baseball, Dylan Cease got the job done. I told everybody last week, did I not, Frank? Did we not say it? What's the saying on our show?
Right, but too early.
Right, but too early. All the doubters about Dylan Cease. So many people. People on Monday going, I can't believe the Padres are going to start Dylan Cease. There's no way the Padres are going to win with Dylan Cease starting on the mound. We're basically quitting on the series. So many people said that. He went out there and did what he has done against the Chicago Cubs. He was outstanding. Would have been nice to get through 4 innings. I didn't mind taking him out there, though. After the first time through the order, I was ready to pull the plug on Dylan Cease. I was like, hey, you know what? He did what he needed to do. Let's get to Michael King. They didn't need to get to Michael King. But so many people are like, you're an idiot. Why would you ever let Dylan Cease play? Guess what? He's on the team. He's going to have to start. You're going to have to use the guy. And the Padres did. And he goes out there and he gets you 3 2/3 innings of scoreless ball. He puts you in a position to win. I thought it was very, very rolling of the dice. Major cojones on Mike Schultz's part for intentionally walking Carson Kelly, a backup catcher, when you have Dylan Cease, and he was doing well. And I know he got a guy in second right there with 2 outs. But I thought it was very... I don't want to use the phrase, but it was he had some serious cojones to go out there and intentionally walk Carson Kelly to face Pete Crow Armstrong and bring in Adrian Morejon. I mean, that was a move. I was against that move. I was totally against that move. I was saying it I was like, what is Mike Shildt doing? But I tell you what, I also said at that particular time, these are the decisions you have to make if you want to win. This is the bold decisions that you have to make. And that was a bold move. That is a move where if it doesn't work out, all of our shows are going, what in the world is Mike Shildt doing? It is the same move that if it does work out, which it did, Mike Shildt is a genius. That was a very bold move by Mike Shildt. You intentionally, because at the time, it was a 1-0 game. At the time, it was a 1-0 game. And you had put the go-ahead runner on, and a home run would have made it 3-1 Cubs. And I'm going to tell you right now, season would have been over with the way that the offense had played. What a bold move by Mike Shildt to make that game happen. Morejon gets out there, gets Pete Crow Armstrong. We'll see ya. And the Padres move on. They get to the 5th inning. Manny Machado. You were waiting for that Manny Machado playoff moment. You were waiting for the Manny Machado in the postseason for the Padres moment. You were waiting for it. And here's the deal about that play. So at the watch party yesterday at Park 101, which was a great time. I got to meet the owners there. It was cool. I thought it's a great place to go watch sports. I know they're the official Bills watch party on Sundays for the North County chapters. If you're a Bills fan and you need a place to go watch the Bills, Park 101 is the place to be. And then on Saturdays, Ohio State watch parties there. Apparently, that's where the local quarterback family likes to watch the game up in Carlsbad, since he's a Carlsbad kid. It's the place to be, from what I've been told. So if you're an Ohio State fan, Park 101. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, Park 101. Anyway, for the watch party, everybody that came out, thanks for coming out. That was a fun time. Place was wedged with Padres fans. Place was wedged with 97 through the fan listeners. It's a great atmosphere to be a part of. So we're at the watch party, and we're sitting at our 97.3, the fan table. And I have to monitor time because I have football practice as a high school football coach. I had to get down to Cathedral by a certain time. And so I'm trying to monitor traffic and everything like that. So I looked at my phone to see the time. My phone was ahead of the TV. My phone was ahead of the TV on the Apple app. And here's the thing, it was ahead of the whole week. I've had to turn off my notifications from Apple Scores or Apple Sports, whatever the Apple one is. It goes faster than ESPN. So I looked down at my phone and I'm like, wait a minute, the Padres aren't up 3-0. And I'm like, oh. And I turn to Frank and I go, this place is about to explode. Right before the first pitch, I just go, see ya! Manny Machado deposits one in left field, and the place erupts at the watch party. Place erupts at the watch party. And I think that home run could be the swinging point in the series. I really do. I think that could be the swinging point in that series. Because if you think about it from the perspective of the series, and here's the deal. I feel more confident about winning today than I did yesterday. And maybe that's, maybe I'm overlooking it. I like the way everything sets up for the Padres in this particular game. I'm not as nervous as I was yesterday. Based on watching them play on Tuesday, I was a little worried about Wednesday. Today, I think the momentum is carried to the Padres. You have faced their best 2 starting pitchers in Boyd and Imanaga. Now you have Jamison Tyon. Jameson Taillon is good. He's not great. He is very hittable. I think the Padres have been building on offense to explode. They have gotten the runners in scoring position. They just need to get the hits with runners in scoring position. I've heard Tony Gwynn Jr. say this tons of times. The problem is not getting hits with runners in scoring position. The problem is getting runners in scoring position. Let's talk about the last 2 days. The difference on the difference on offense. The San Diego Padres had 7 guys they had 7 at bats with runners in scoring position on Tuesday when they lost. They went 2 for 7. Yesterday, they had 11 at bats with runners in scoring position. They are getting guys on and they're putting pressure on. It's only a matter of a time before that levee breaks and the Padres have a huge inning on offense. And they're going to get to Jameson Taillon. The bullpen for the Cubs has looked good, but I like the Padres bullpen better. You look at the Cubs offensively, these last 2 games, aside from 2 bad pitches from Pivetta, the Cubs offense has not been very good. Yesterday, they were held to 4 hits. They struck out 11 times yesterday. Game 1, they struck out 13 times. In the series, the Cubs are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They have only had 6 at-bats with runners in scoring position. The Padres pitching staff is doing a great job. I'm going to say it again. Aside from 2 bad pitches, the Padres have played better than the Cubs in this particular series. Keep the pressure on. I think the momentum flipped on that home run by Manny Machado. I think the pressure is on Chicago. I think they're nervous now, and now's the time to strike. We said it the last 2 days, got to strike early and put even more pressure on, especially in an elimination game. Don't let Chicago feel comfortable at all. I think we are set up, the Padres are, to have a big inning on offense. And I'm going to tell you right now, Yu Darvish on the mound, pitching in a place that he knows how to be pitched in a lot. Him being crafty, he looked great last year in against the Dodgers in Game 5. I know it didn't really work out for the Padres, but he was locked in and ready to go. And guess what you still have? You could still use Randy Vasquez, and you can still use Michael King. Mason Miller, Adrian Morejon, they both said that they're ready to go. We'll see. I know if it's up to them, they're pitching today. But hopefully you don't have to use them because you jumped out to a big league early. I like where the Padres are at right now. I really do. They've been playing a lot better baseball as of late. Monday, not that great, but they're putting the pressure on. They're putting guys in scoring position. It's about getting guys in scoring position because eventually the hits will come, and I think that's going to come today. More reaction to yesterday's game. We're going to hear from Frank. We're going to talk about what it was like at the watch party yesterday. We're going to dive into all the different ins and outs of this game. I mean, you're getting yourself a 3-hour pregame show for Padres and Cubs coming up. We're just getting started on the Braden Surprenant show, taking up to 1 o'clock today, and the Eco Water SoCal Padres pregame show on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. (10:19) on a Thursday, getting ready for Game 3, winner go home for both teams, the Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres. They are the second game of the day. It will start at 2 o'clock today. It'll be a 2:05, 2:08 start?
Yeah, 2:08.
2:08. 2:08 start today. Guardians and Tigers are on before that. They're at 12:08. Padre game again. So the last couple of days have been on ABC. Today, if you want to watch, it's on ESPN. You know for a fact you can listen to it right here on 97 through the Fan. That's all the time. We're leading you into the Ecowater SoCal Padres pregame show today. 3-hour show today. We haven't had one of these in a long time.
Yeah, I know. Freaking Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers. I mean, the Reds, like, that last team in the National League was going to struggle, I thought. The Reds, I mean, we knew the power of friendship propelled them as far as they possibly could go. And then when they made the playoffs, you're like, they're probably not going to do any damage in the playoffs. And, they basically got their ass kicked twice. They came back because the Dodgers bullpen's trash. But the Reds weren't going to put up much of a fight, I didn't think. They didn't have the pitching for it. I mean, they had a lot of young players, a lot of inexperienced players in the playoffs. And they got their ass handed to them for 2 straight days.
Like, I was ready. I was on MLBshop.com. I was about to buy a TJ Friedl jersey. Like, it was like the cursor was over the buy button. If he had hit that grand slam in the 8th inning.
Frank texted me last night.
And,
He says, if Friedl hits a grand slam, I'm buying his jersey. Because that would have tied the game.
Yes, it would have.
I mean, you look at the Dodger fans, even though they handled like the Reds, I mean, and they've already advanced and everything like that. But you got to sit there and be like, wow, the 8th inning is not going to be great for us. I mean, the Phillies are not going to go away. Destroy our bullpen. What a toxic series that's going to be. Phillies and Dodgers? Are you kidding me? Some toxic fan bases going after it.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah. That's a brutal watch. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973 if you want to join the show today. We have a little bit more time to get some of your phone calls. Didn't have so much time yesterday or the day before because, 1-hour shows. But before we break down yesterday's game more and be frank with Frank, and in the 11 o'clock hour, we're going to hear from Mike Schilt live from Wrigley Field. We're going to hear from Xander Bogaerts and Jose Iglesias live from Wrigley Field as they do their pregame press conferences. That will happen in the 11 o'clock hour. I do want to get to your phone calls, but we're going to start with the guy that's been getting us fired up all season long. Up in Carlsbad. Brandon, you're on the Braden Surprenant show. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Well, you already know what's cracking. I'm just going to go straight into coaching mode. I'm in the ring. I'm in the cage. I'm with my athlete. I'm with my fighter, and I'm going, hey, dude, this is a 3-round fight. They took the first one. You took the second one. If you take the second one, you have a huge chance of not only physical but mental fortitude going into the cutthroat game. I think that's the most important aspect going into this game. And like you said, I think Manny changed it with hitting that home run. It gave us the gusto that we need. And I'm also looking from an athletic psychology perspective. I'm going to step out of the, get everyone fired up. I'm going to go into the mode that I do, and that's how I put food on my table. When I see what's happening right now, there is no reason why we can't go in, execute. I'd like to drop at least 5 runs today. The bullpen has done their job. Cease played like we know he can play, although I'm sure we were all a little puckered up. But you know what, you guys? Let's guillotine the day. And as you say, Braden, let's have a day, Padres fans. Let's go seal the deal and go into Milwaukee and then bring it back home and then get up there and then punch the freaking Dodgers in the mouth in the NLCS. Chee-hoo, I'm out.
All right, Brandon, get us fired up, buddy. Love it. Love it. I think the momentum has swung a little bit. And the other thing, too, like somebody's like, well, momentum's overrated and whoever's got better pitching. Padres have better pitching. They do. They got better pitching. We've seen it the last 2 days. Padres pitching is better. They're going to have the better momentum and the pitching. I like Darvish over Tyon. I like Michael King coming out of the bullpen. I like Randy Vasquez coming out of the bullpen. I mean, Mason Miller's the best bullpen arm in baseball. He was disgusting yesterday. That was gross. Gross. And you got a right-handed starter on the mound, as Prolific points out. Jameson Taillon's a righty. It's perfect for this lineup. That's got all these lefties ready to go. I was driving from the watch party to Cathedral yesterday for practice, so I got to listen to the Mason Miller innings. And then I went back and watched them. That was like a video game. He was like a creative player in a video game where you make the it's so the guy incredibly nasty is unhittable. And it's like you turned on strikes only on the video game. 104 outside at the knees. I mean, are you kidding me? Is that not like the most perfect pitch you've ever seen in Major League Baseball? 104 at the knees outside. I don't even know how you even attempt to try to make contact with that. He went 104 at the knees outside. He went 103 up and in, gets the inside top corner against Seiya Suzuki. Oh, and then, by the way, drops a slider in at 89 miles an hour on Pete Crow Armstrong at the top of the zone, all completely in the zone. Disgusting. So gross. It's so gross. This is like the whole narrative I said, like, that guy should be closing games. But you know what? They're pitching him against their better part of the order. I mean, he is disgusting. His last 12 batters he has faced, 11 of them have been struck out, and then he hit a guy, which was yesterday. Disgusting. He's unbelievable watching him pitch. He says he's ready to go today. I mean, both him and Morejon have thrown a combined 40 pitches each. 40 pitches each in the last 2 days. It's like 20 pitches an outing. I don't know if he's like necessarily 100% ready to go, but it's the playoffs. I mean, if he gets called, he's warming up. He's going to go out there and shove. I mean, they get tomorrow off regardless. Yeah, I didn't hear Jessica Mendoza talk about the adjustments the Cubs made. What kind of adjustments can you make against Mason Miller? Can you make any adjustments against Mason Miller? He's disgusting. That was phenomenal from the bullpen yesterday. I think both Morejon and Miller are going to say that they're available. It would be nice to do exactly what Brandon said and get 5 runs on the Cubs and get it early. And so you don't have to worry about using those guys, and you can focus on using guys like Michael King or Randy Vasquez. It's going to be interesting how they play this pitching staff out. I mean, it needs to be all hands on deck because it's win or go home, right? So if you lose, it doesn't really matter. But like at the same, like who do you start? I don't know who you would start on Saturday. I don't really want to talk about that yet. But you have to, I mean, to me, King's got to pitch today. Unless, and you know, Elo didn't think like he's ready to pitch. I think he's ready to pitch. I mean, you really need, he's got like, go out there and throw 70 pitches. He could eat up like 2 to 3 innings today out of the bullpen after Yu Darvish goes through the order twice. I'm more confident in Darvish going through the order twice than I was with Cease, and Cease almost went through it twice. He started on the second time through. But you can go Darvish 2 times through the order. If Darvish can get you 4 innings, go with Michael King. He can get you 2 or 3. Probably 2. That gets you to 6. Still have Randy Vasquez available. Maybe you go Randy Vasquez after Yu Darvish and you save King for the later innings. King's done it before. I mean, the Padres, I think, have a little bit more options than the Cubs do in the pitching department. And offensively, this plays out well going against Jameson Taillon, who is a right-hander, going against a heavy lefty lineup of the San Diego Padres. Scott and Terrasana, Brad Escondido, we're going to get to you when we come back. We're going to hear from Frank when we come back. And in the 11 o'clock hour, Mike Schilt meets with the media. We will play it live for you as he's live at Wrigley Field. Braden Surprenant Show leading you into the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show at 1 o'clock. Game 3 of the Wild Card Series on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. Can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays of the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday, all season long, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show. A lot of people listening to our show, obviously with the Padres being in the postseason. If this is the first time that you've heard us, we're here every single day from 10 to 2. We're after Ben and Woods, before Gwen and Chris. If you like what you hear, follow us. Follow us on social media. If you're watching on YouTube, and there's over 240 of you at least at this point watching us on YouTube, in the description below, you can do us a huge favor. First of all, like this video. It helps get our product out there and our show out there to other Padres fans that might not know we exist. And we talk Padres baseball. We also talk football and stuff like that during the off season and everything in between. But I'm a fourth generation San Diegan. I've been here my whole life. I love San Diego. Grew up here, went to high school here. The only thing I didn't do in San Diego was go to college. And then I came back. Been watching this Padres team since I was a little one. I was born in 1995 all the way through. I've been through the ups and downs. I've seen the bad. I've seen some of the good. And I'm right there living and dying with you guys each and every pitch of the postseason. But if you go to the description below, that first link, youtube.com/@B_SURP, that is our YouTube page where we post all of our content. We are streaming live on our YouTube page on the Braden Surprenant Show. About 20 people are on there. We also have the 97 Through the Fan YouTube page that we are also a part of, that we're doing broadcasting our show on. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on the Braden Surprenant Show page. It takes 2 seconds. There's a little bell next to our name. Click it, hit subscribe. It brings you our content wherever you log on to YouTube. It's a lot easier. You don't have to search for us. And I get the metrics and stuff like that. A lot of you still browse to find our show. Make it easier on yourself. Just hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It just puts all of our content on the subscribe page for you when you get to YouTube, and easier for you to find our show. So subscribe to that first link. If you click on that first link, it'll bring up the Braden Surprenant Show page. Hit subscribe. Saves you a lot of time and effort. You can do the same thing on this video. And if you want to follow us on social media, you can. @B_SURP, @BSURP is where you find me on all social media handles. Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok. If I have an account, that is the username. As for Frank Marchese, he's at FMarks with a Z, FMARKZ 324. You can follow him on all social media platforms at that handle. Be sure to follow the station at 97 Through the Fan SD, and you can follow the show, the Braden Surprenant Show page on Twitter at @B_SURP show.
And to the couple of funny ones out there who followed me yesterday for the sole purpose of sending me haha Mets lose memes, I know, and I'm not fans of yours now.
Always haters, Frank. There's always haters.
Oh, I know.
Always haters. TCU loses, a bunch of people I don't know in my DMs for no reason. Don't even like Arizona State. It's like the urinal meme. I don't even like TCU. I don't even like the Padres. I was like Dodger fans. Anyway.
I mean, how do you let Sam Levitt beat you after all that trash talk?
I don't know how they did that. That was terrible. You know what? It's because I couldn't watch. It's because I wasn't watching. Terrible. Bounce back tomorrow. Bounce back to Saturday against Colorado. Night game. Wear black if you're a TCU fan. It's a blackout game. It's going to be great. Back to Padres baseball. So that's how you follow us and all that stuff. Also, you can hear our show on podcast form. A lot of you have found us in podcast form. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe to us there, like us there, favorite us there. I don't know what app does what. It populates in your inbox. It makes it easier. Again, it's free. There's nothing more that you need to do about that. We appreciate you guys supporting our show. We love being on with you guys. Again, a couple of San Diegans, him with high school, me for 4 generations, talking about San Diego sports with you. Let's get to the phones. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Brad and Escondido. What's going on, Brad?
Hey, boys. Long time no see. I hope you enjoyed the bobblehead.
I
man.
love the bobblehead, Brad. I took a picture of it. I think we got to post. Did you post it on the fan on our station? We got to post it. It's phenomenal. I love it with the frog underneath it. It's great. It's great work. And we're going to post on our socials. Brad and Escondido made me a bobblehead out of wine corks. It was pretty impressive. But other than that, we got to talk about Luis Arraez, obviously, Brad.
Yes, we do. Guess who was putting people on?
That's right. Hey.
Tatis was on third, so we fired him up. That was a great game yesterday. I'll tell you, that pitch outside by Mason Miller was unhittable. Unhittable. Fabulous to watch.
He was disgusting. Absolutely, Brad. We appreciate you calling in. Mason Miller's disgusting. It's gross. It's gross. I mean, I don't even know how you go about it. I mean, 6 degrees of separation. You know, I had dinner with Brock Ungrich the other day, who's the head baseball coach at USD, and one of his players, Chase Mydroth, who plays for the White Sox, had to face Mason Miller. He talked to Brock, and he was like, how do you hit this guy? And Brock was like, I don't know, hope and pray. I mean, you have to try to single out a pitch, but even then, just singling out a pitch, he can throw that slider for a strike. If you just sit and slider, he's going to gas you with fastballs. He's going to be able to hit you with that for strikes. And then right when you think you're guessing properly, he throws the other pitch. I don't know how you hit him. That makes that Gurriel home run even that more impressive. He looked fastball. Miller hung it over the heart of the plate when he first came over, hit a bomb. And then how many haters did we see on that? Like, oh, did we traded DeVries for this guy? Terrible. So many haters out there. So many doomers and haters out there. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Scott and Terrasana, you're on the Braden Surprenant show. What's going on, Scott?
Love your show, man. Sorry about yesterday. I could hear you, but I guess you couldn't hear me. I'm going to tell you, Braden, if anybody doubts that Fernando's not the best right fielder, maybe in the history of the game, might be a little overreach, but that catch he made in the ninth inning last night was unbelievable.
And how excited did you see him, see the passion, knowing how big of a catch that was? I mean, you see a lot of players bat flip and get excited. Don't see too many guys getting super stoked about a defensive play, but Fernando was on it.
Oh my God, that was might have been a game saver, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm a nervous wreck with Suarez out there. I really am. He just I don't get a warm and fuzzy feeling. But as far as Mason Miller goes, Braden, I know he was a starter and they made him a reliever. Why don't you make him a starter?
That is something that they've considered. I don't know, and obviously not this year, but something in the future. The reason why he was a starter and they moved him to a bullpen is with him and Scott. I appreciate the phone call. He was running in a little bit of arm trouble in terms of his health because of how hard he throws and everything like that, and going multiple innings as a starter. Where he's a bullpen guy, he can unleash it and just give you everything in an inning or two. Next year as a starter, it's possible. I think you'd have to go about it during spring training. But here's the thing. If you do, in fact, decide to go to the starter, he's not going to be throwing 104 or 103 or 102. I mean, he might hit 100 a couple times, but he's going to have to make it through multiple innings. The nasty stuff that he has, I think, comes from him only have to focus on one inning or maybe two max. and he can just empty out the tank every single time. Almost like you do when you see, like, I remember this, Frank, in old All-Star games where they'd have all these starters throw, and all of a sudden they're all hitting 100 because they can just empty out the tank in the first inning.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys that could do that, but as a starter, it's hard. You can go find other starters, I guess. I think it's interesting. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Hey, one of our haters is out there, giving him credit for the hating on Xander.
There you go.
You're welcome, Xander. All that S talk that GSDP gave Xander the whole season, it's paying off in the playoffs. It's all he needed. It's all Xander Bogaerts needed. It was all the S talk from all the fans. You guys got him right. Take credit for it. Not us saying that he was going to come out of it. No, God forbid. No, we're not right. It's the people that hated on him. That's the people that did it. Congratulations. Good for you guys. Same thing with the Dylan Cease people. Isn't that great? That's great. It's fantastic.
Well, you know.
You know how it is. We'll give you credit for it, whatever it may be. And you, I do trust. All right, Frank, let's be frank about yesterday. What were your big takeaways from the game? Obviously, it wasn't perfect. They still were 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. You threw a lot of pitches from Mason Miller and Adrian Morejon.
Mm-hmm.
Going into this game, I told you off air, I am more confident in this game than I was in yesterday's game.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yesterday was, again, it was that must win in order to get to today. And that was the feeling throwing Morejon and throwing Mason Miller was that let's just get through today. Let's make it to tomorrow, and then we'll figure out tomorrow. I don't see how Mason Miller or Morejon are called up unless it is absolutely necessary to pitch here today. If it is a big spot, like up 1, bases loaded, 8th inning, 1 or 2 outs, then I can see Mason Miller coming into the game. If it's 8th inning, up or down by a couple runs to start off, there's no shot that Morejon or Mason Miller are pitching in this game. Padre pitching has been unbelievable. You have the 2 home runs from Pivetta. That's really been it. The Cubs do not have a hit with runners in scoring position all series, not just yesterday, all series.
And they've only had 6 opportunities too.
Yeah. 24 strikeouts in 2 games, 13 in game 1, 11 yesterday. Unbelievable. Watching, we all had the same reaction in the first inning with Luis Ariz bunting.
He looked like he was trying to bunt for a hit right there.
Yeah, in the fifth inning, he was definitely trying to bunt for a hit. Watching him do it in the first inning, though, was mind-boggling to me. And not only that, he then swings, erasing a Fernando Tatis steal of second base.
I mean, you knew that was going to happen.
Pitch.
You knew that was going to happen. That has happened almost every time.
It's just Luis Ariz things. It's just his things. First inning, the running lead that Fernando got to steal third, Ariz following behind him. Great. Love to see it. Dylan Cease, you could not have asked for more. My uncle, who said, do not text me during the next 3 days because I will not look at it, was texting me all game yesterday saying that they should have left Cease in. I'm like, brother, you haven't seen Dylan Cease pitch all year. That was the perfect time to get him out. He did exactly what the Padres needed him to do. He got through the rotation. He got through the order once. He gave you a bonus 2/3 of an inning. That was all he needed to do. And another thing that my uncle brought up, they used an opener because they didn't want Shota Imanaga facing Fernando or Manny to open up the game. So they used an opener. Then in the 5th inning, when that situation comes around, they don't walk Manny. They put Imanaga in the exact position that they did not want him in the first inning, and he gives up a 2-run home run.
The first pitch.
I said it at the time. I was stunned that they did not take Imanaga out before facing Manny. I thought that was it. Done. Don't let him face Manny. And now you live with the results. You live with the consequences of it. But those were two very key moments in the game. Getting that run in the first inning was huge. And then the Cubs allowing Imanaga to face Manny, which is the whole reason, which is the situation they were trying to avoid, ends up losing them the game.
It was that, and then the other thing too with the game, the Xander Bogaerts almost double play was huge. I mean, if that would have been a double play, that would have been a big play. I thought with that particular call, if they called him out, it would have stayed. It would have stood.
Yeah, the call on the field was staying no matter what.
The thing was with the glove, like when the glove makes contact with the base, it's not going to bend until you're pushing on the glove. So it looked like they got there at the same time when you see the glove flex, but the glove is going to touch the base before it flexes. I think we're grasping at straws there. But what a great play by Xander Bogaerts, too. I mean, he's been great this series
and
for
also
the Padres.
Also for him to recognize he doesn't need to go at the runner. He just needs to go at the base because it's a force back. A lot of guys would just instinctively go for the runner just out of that instinct. Oh, he's going back. I got to play. I got to get him. But no, they both go for the base. And to their credit, they made it a very, very close play. And I'm with you. Whatever call they made on the field was going to stand. If it was out, it would have upheld. Unfortunately, they called him safe on the field, and that's what upheld.
Fernando's batting average hasn't been very good this series, but his on base has been a lot higher. He scored 2 of the runs yesterday, worked a walk. I mean, I thought he had way more patient at bats yesterday than he did in day 1.
Yeah,
which is good to see. A rise 2 for 3. Machado had the big home run. I mean, he again has not done very well in the postseason, but small sample size, 821 OPS. You'll take that. Jackson Merrill, I thought, has been gritty so far this particular series. No hits yesterday, but worked a walk. He did get in a run on the sac fly. I mean, that was a very productive inning for the Padres, getting a run early on Kittredge. I mean, getting the run on Kittredge really put the Cubs by the 8 ball because now the plan to get cute with the opener didn't work.
Exactly. And again, to avoid that situation and to go back to, I believe it was Scott who mentioned it, our caller earlier this segment, that catch by by Fernando in the 8th inning was huge. I'm watching him track that ball and I'm like, oh, he's in trouble. He is in some big time trouble, whether or not he's not going to get into it, whether he's losing it in the sun, this ball is not going to get caught. And he makes a lunging catch, which was unbelievable. That is an elite outfielder play that Fernando made, and he had a lot of right to celebrate that catch in the 8th inning.
Cease had an outing against the Cubs that he had last time against the Cubs at home. 3 innings good, and then it started to fall apart in the 4th inning, and Mike Schilt pulled him after that. Was it a double? And then they walked it. Did he give up a double, or was it gave up a walk? Did he walk the guy?
I'm sorry. Who was it? I was listening to
Cease.
Cease.
There was a guy in second, and they had to do the They intentionally walked.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was a leadoff double, and then there was the intentional walk to set up the lefty to bring Morihone in.
Bottom 4. No, he got the first 2 guys out, and then Suzuki hit a double.
Yes,
that's what it was. And so they then intentionally walked Carson Kelly, which I thought was an interesting play. I didn't think that was that. At the time, I was like, what are they doing? You're going to walk the backup catcher in Carson Kelly, who, I mean, at this point, Dylan Cease has looked pretty good.
Catcher, to be fair, because Amaya's been hurt.
Yeah, but he's not their number 1. I mean,
he's not.
He's not their number 1. And then you walk him to bring up Pete Crow Armstrong, who was getting MVP level votes at the beginning of the year. He hasn't been as good.
No, how about him? He's been invisible this series.
This is his first postseason.
It is his first postseason.
Sometimes you put a little extra pressure on yourself too. First postseason.
He has been completely invisible, and he's been very visibly frustrated as well when he's making outs. Mm-hmm. He's slamming the bat down. He's throwing the helmet, so he's very frustrated.
Anyway, you give up the double, right? I mean, that's the situation where Cease has kind of let things fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
And Schilt, give him credit. I mean, he went in there and got Cease out of there. and brought in Morrow home. And I thought they left Ceason longer than I thought. Well, I mean, once they started to go through Kyle Tucker's second time, I'm like, oh, all right, we're playing fire here. Playing a little bit of fire here. But that's the same outing he had against Chicago here in San Diego.
Yep.
He went 3 great innings, not allowing a lot of hits. And in the 4th inning, he got hit around a little bit. He ended up giving up 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. And he finishes the day like 3 2/3, or I think 4 innings at Petco Park against the Cubs with a couple of runs given up. That's not as great of an outing. 3 I mean, heralding like 3 2/3 innings as like a great outing at a starting pitcher in the playoffs now just seems crazy if you go back like 10 years.
No, exactly.
But still,
especially when you're seeing like Crochet go 7, when you're seeing Yamamoto go 6 or 7 last night. It is a little wild to think about it. Now, I'm listening in my other ear. That's why I was confused. The situation you were talking about earlier.
Oh, waiting for the
as far as the press
conference,
the press conferences go. If Schilt is early, we are not going to miss any of it. We're just going to dump right out of the commercial break and go right to it. So if you start hearing Mike Schilt during the break, there you go.
Mike Schilt is coming up next.
Yes.
It just might be at 11. It might be at 10:50, whatever.
Yeah, it's supposed to be at 11, but Schilt might be early.
We have our lineup too. They put the lineup in. I'll quickly go through it. I was going to tease it, but we're going to have press conferences here in the next hour. So it's going to be a little different. Fernando batting leadoff, playing right field. Arises at first base, batting second. Machado bats third, plays third. Merrill in the 4th spot, playing center. Bogart's batting 5th at shortstop. O'Hearn DHing today, bats 6th. Sheets bats 7th and left. Cronenworth bats 8th at second. Fermin catching at 9, keeping the same lineup against Jameson Taillon. We'll tell you how that lineup has done against Jameson Taillon in their careers in the next hour. Also, Mike Schilt going to the media room. Give us a preview of today's game as he meets with the media live at Wrigley Field. That's also coming up next on the Braden Surprenant Show, Center's Urban Sports Station, 97.3 The Fan.
I guess there are some more specific questions to ask, but just generally, like, what's your take on what the vibes are with this team right now on the morning of a winner-take-all Game 3?
Well, the vibes are good. It's a group that, again, is normalized going and playing and competing and enjoys it and enjoys playing together and appreciates, bigger moments. So everybody's showing up and ready to go.
The fact that Darvish is on the mound, he's made the most starts in Padres postseason history. He had a great start in a winner-take-all game last year. Yep. How does that help that confidence?
Definitely nice to have a pillar like Yu Darvish, on the mound for an elimination game. To your point, has done it multiple times. Did it last year, pitched exceptionally well in that moment. Last year going 6 innings, giving up 2, a couple of solo homers to the Hernandezes. Look, we got a lot of guys that we would be comfortable with, but definitely really comfortable and confident with Darvish.
Vinny, 4th row on the left.
What sort of presence has Darvish been for this team this season?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a guy that, well, first of all, he set a record for combined wins for Japanese in Major League Baseball. So that speaks to itself, the winning quality and traits that Yu Darvish has. He's also just he's a man of few words. He's kind of like the Japanese John Wayne, because he's just a big strong presence and goes about his business. So his actions speak louder than his words. But when he does use his words, he people listen for sure, including myself. So he's got a nice presence to him, and guys follow him.
A few more for Mike. Come back to AJ.
Mike, I don't know if you necessarily know yet, but what do you anticipate the availability being for your relievers, specifically Miller and Morihone today?
Not sure yet. We're going to take their temperature today. Both recovered well yesterday, but that was they've been throwing. They took down a chunk of the game yesterday really well, obviously, and we want to be smart about making sure we use them appropriately, but also clearly go win a baseball game today. So they'll play catch. They'll be honest with us. We'll talk to them, and we'll have a plan that will unfold later today.
It being all hands on deck, is Nick Pivetta an option? I know he just pitched 2 days ago.
He's not throwing his side today. So, yes, literally all hands are on deck, and, we'll put him in the order we think is appropriate.
Go to Jay, straight back in the middle.
Hey, Mike, when it comes to judging which guys are available or not, especially like guys like Moran Miller, their inclination as players is always going to be, oh, yeah, of course we're ready. Like, how do you as a manager kind of figure that out when you've got all your guys are going to say, let's go, sort of thing, and make decisions, based on what's good for the team and what's good for them?
Yeah, no, it's a great question and a very fair one. To your point, you're right. They're all going to, to AJ's question about Pivetta, they're all coming in saying, I'm good, which, of course, you want. We also will have honest conversations about, okay, what is good? What is your internal physical feel of your limitations? And then we'll be the adults too. Again, part of my job is obviously to win a game, help the club win a game. And I'm also a good steward of people's careers. So and we'll try to make them go together and live in one, but they may not. And so we'll have to make those decisions appropriately. And clearly we'll let our medical team weigh in, which they already have, coupled with Ruben and Ruben Diego, our pitching coach, Ben Fritz, our bullpen coach. Once they play catch, we'll have a better idea of what that looks like.
Back to Jay.
If I could just follow up on that, how much easier is it now to make those determinations based on all of the biomechanics and data and all the stuff you have available to you that measures, strength and health compared to maybe even when you started, managing a baseball team and working in baseball?
It's helped quite a bit, actually. Yeah, and, we've already gotten some really favorable reports from talking to Ruben today about both Morihone and Miller from Hawkeye, about how they're moving, how their body's being efficient. So from that standpoint, we feel really good heading into today.
Jesse? No, you're good. Anything else for Mike? Last ones. All right. I'll take one more from AJ.
Like, I apologize if I missed this yesterday, but going to Iglesias there, I know you want to be flexible in that lefty lane to have that option.
Yep.
Just kind of speak to what went into that decision, the at bat he took.
A couple things. Iglesias had numbers on Imanagua. We felt like, he's kind of been a little bit of the magic bullet in that lane. We hadn't felt like we needed to use it based on matchups. Again, to the question earlier about informed decisions from my seat, one of the things that I appreciate about the modern game is the technology that allows you to say, this guy's ball flight versus this guy's swing. We have a chance to have a pretty good at bat. It's not something we didn't know 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Guys, low ball hitters, sinker ball hitters, all that, but a little more specificity to it. And then we, looked up and realized, hey, we had first and second. We had an opportunity with a guy that's had good swings. We have a lead. We know we're going to get a good bat from Iglesias, which we did, lined out. And then we put Bryce in there and, we got better defensively. So there's a lot of different decisions went into that, and it's very fluid, as you know.
Any last ones? All right, Mike, thanks for coming in. We'll see you post game.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Enjoy your day.
That was Mike Schiltz meeting with the media at the National League wild card. And before we move on any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Everybody needs a little time to warm up. That's why we ease into each show with a little foreplay at 6 a.m. Tune in to Ben and Woods weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
Our coverage of the postseason press conferences is presented by Trust and Will. Don't wait for extra innings. Protect your family's estate today with Trust and Will. All right. When is they're supposed to go back again?
Supposed to be at right now. What is scheduled is Bogarts and Iglesias at 11:15. So I don't know if that's both of them, if that's one
or the other,
and then the other.
You also don't know if they're going to jump on in 3 minutes.
Exactly.
What time did Mike Schiltz start talking?
It was like 57.
Nice.
Like that.
Glad we could stay
He
on
was
time.
a little early.
Hey man, he's got a ball game to manage. Got a ball game to win.
And we got a couple longer breaks because we had to
jump out of there quick. In the time being, let's just talk about how the Padres match up against Jameson Taillon. Jameson Taillon has seen 9 of the Padres players, at least that are currently on the roster. He's faced Xander the most. Xander's got 28 at-bats against Jameson Taillon. He's hitting .214 against Jameson Taillon. He's 6 for 28 with 3 doubles. He has struck out 5 times. He has not walked once. In fact, Jameson Taillon against the 9 Padres, at least that he's faced, has only walked 3 of them. It's going to be in the zone. He has a decent amount of strikeouts. Bogarts has struck out 5 times against Taillon. O'Hearn struck out twice. Sheets 3 times. Iglesias and Machado both once. Only 2 players have hit homers against Jameson Taillon in their careers. One is Jose Iglesias, and the other one's Fernando Tatis Jr. Jose Iglesias owns Jameson Taillon. Jose Iglesias is not in the lineup today. Jameson Taillon has faced Jose Iglesias 13 times. And Iglesias is 7 for 13, 4 singles, 2 doubles, a home run. He's only struck out once. That gives him a .538 batting average with a .538 on base and a .923 slug. His expected number is nowhere near that. Luis Arraez, 3 for 13 against Taillon. He's got a .308 expected batting average against them, only hitting .231 in his career. Ryan O'Hearn hitting a .188, but his expected numbers are higher at .207. Gavin Sheets is 3 for 10 against Taillon. He's batting .300 against them. Manny Machado is looking for his first hit against Taillon. He's 0 for 4. He has walked 1 time. Fernando is 2 for 6 with a single and a home run. Freddie Fermin, 1 for 2 in his career against Taillon. Jake Cronenworth's 0 for 2. Not too much experience for the Padres against Jameson Taillon. They did face him earlier this year, in which I saw some. It was like on April 14th. The Padres had faced Jameson Taillon in a game. I think that was at Petco Park, if I'm not mistaken, because they played him early April in Chicago, as we mentioned before. But on April 14th, it was a 10-4 win for the Padres over the Chicago Cubs. In that game, Taillon went 5 1/3 and allowed 2 earned runs on 4 hits with a walk, 4 strikeouts, and gave up the lone home run against the Padres. Dylan Cease actually pitched in that game for the Padres. That was the game that we talked about. Had relatively the same outing against the Cubs yesterday as he did in this particular game against the Cubs, except instead of letting him go further and go 5 2/3 innings like he did and give up some runs, they pulled him at 3 2/3 yesterday. Probably a good play. Padres got the bats out in that game. Fernando was 2 for 4. Luis Arraez was 3 for 5. Manny was 1 for 3. Gavin Sheets was 2 for 4. Iglesias was 2 for 5. Hayward and Wade both had a couple of knocks. Both guys that are not on this team anymore. Are we ready to send it back?
No, I actually just got an update. So it's only going to be Xander Bogaerts is the only one that's going to speak. So no Jose Iglesias, and it's going to be at 1:30 Central, so 11:30
At
here.
11:30. So we could go back to our
we do
regularly
have-
scheduled break.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you go. I guess you can't have the guys speak to the media. It's not in the starting lineup tonight.
Oh.
I guess. You don't want to have a pitcher go? I guess you can't have any pitchers go anymore because you don't know who's winning the next. You don't know who's winning to pitch in the next game.
We got a graphic set up for him and everything. See, look at how cool that looks. And we can't use it now.
Can't use it at all because you have wild card on there, so you can't even use it for the divisional series if they win. RIP. That graphic.
See how cool that looked?
How much time did you spend on it last night?
I spent about 5 minutes on it right now.
All right, don't feel bad for you anymore. It doesn't look that cool. Maybe it looked cooler before if you spent more time on it.
Listen, you jerk. I had to make 3 graphics today because I found out that we were going to have those late last night, so I wasn't getting back up. And
You didn't have one saved for Mike Schilt?
No, I had that one.
You had that one already ready to go.
Yeah, I had that one ready to go,
So
but I
you
had
made
this one.
this
Here,
one?
Hold on. I'll bring it back up here.
The Xander Bogaerts one's cool.
Yeah, the Bogarts one is nice. That's that one, and I had this one ready to go in case it was both of them. I'll stop pressing the buttons. See, I had that one ready to go if it was
Look
both
at
of them
that.
too, and now we can't use that.
You applying for graphic design jobs?
I would be fired already if that were the case.
That's true. That is true. Great job, Frank. Yesterday we were at Park 101. It was great. Got to meet the gentleman, the owner of Cast and Coast, California blended bourbon whiskey. They're a big sponsor of the Padres radio network. And so I got to try some of the Cabernet Cast finish. I'm a big bourbon guy.
Look at you being special.
That's right. They won a gold at the World Wine and Spirits Competition in 2020. They've won tons of gold awards for this bottle. It's great. This is one of his favorite bottles, so I can't wait to enjoy that. Hopefully I can enjoy that after a wild card victory today and a Don's victory on Friday and a TCU victory on Saturday. And then on Saturday night, I'll have a nice glass of Cast and Coast. How about that? He gave you a bottle too, by the way.
Oh, he did?
Dropped one off for you.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you can have some.
Nice guy. Thank you.
Or your family can.
Yes.
Big bourbon guy. Looking forward to it, and big thanks to them. It was cool meeting all the people there at Park 101. That's a big college football bar. We got to find our way to do some college football things there.
That would.
We are
nice.
the college football show.
Yeah.
We are the college football show. We love college football. Speaking of,
we don't love Ohio State though. That's the problem.
I know that's the problem. We don't really love Carlsbad.
We love We do. We love Carlsbad.
Not as much as Sage Creek. Sage Creek got his T-shirts.
Not as much as
Carlsbad did not give us T-shirts.
Carlsbad did not give us T-shirts. We do love Carlsbad, just not like during traffic times, especially for us that have to go.
How long did it take you to get home yesterday?
Hour and a half.
Oh my God!
It
took me 20 minutes to get to Cathedral. Wasn't too bad.
That's adorable. Yeah, I didn't hit any traffic until after the split, which was a nice surprise. But then after that, it was
805 South.
Was annoying. It was annoying. It was pretty much dead stop, like to the 3 miles. Once you get that 3 mile sign, like you're 3 miles away from the 8, that's where it was dead stop. I'm like, okay, it's 163 traffic. This is going to not be good for me. Aha! I have the Sandag pass. Let me take the 8. I can get on the 125
right there.
Yeah, I can get on the 125. Let me just take the 8. 8's jam packed. Also, I'm like, I hate everyone and everything right now.
Take the trolley to the coaster. Take the coaster up. It drops you off right there. And
see,
Carlsbad. Then you could have walked, and then you went to worry about parking.
Or I could have just walked straight from here, which would have taken, as we found out yesterday, would have taken a cool.
We're leaving
15 and a half hours.
We're leaving the show yesterday to go to Park 101, and Frank's like, this has to be the wrong one.
This is the
says
wrong
it's going to take me
Carlsbad.
15 hours to get there. There's no way it's going to get me 15 hours. And I look down at the map and I see it's like, no, that's the right one. What's going on? I look down. Frank had it set for walking to Park 101. Should have left yesterday, 2 days ago. Walking. I can't believe that's an instruction on your...
It'll take it only 15 and a half hours. Now, I know that there are different Carlsbads in different places. This is not the only
How many
Carlsbad.
Carlsbads are there? Oh, there's one in New Mexico, isn't it? Carlsbad Caverns?
I believe so. Is there not one in Northern California also?
I don't think you can have two.
I don't know.
Really?
But
how would they distinguish the two Carlsbad Californias if they're in the same state?
that's what an area code is for, good sir.
That'd be way too confusing. You couldn't name.
I'm just saying, I know that
really?
there's more. I know that there's more than one Carlsbad in the country, is basically what I was saying. So I'm like, this cannot be the right Carlsbad. When I saw 15 and a half hours, I'm like, okay, this is the wrong Carlsbad. And no, it was the walking directions.
I'm going to look up how many Carlsbads in the United States.
Sorry.
Carlsbads in the United States. That's a stupid Google search. How many Carlsbads are there? There are at least 3 major Carlsbads in the United States.
Three
Carlsbad,
major.
California, Carlsbad, New Mexico, and Carlsbad, Texas.
There you go.
It means Charles Bath in German. Take that for what it's worth. Charles's Bath. What a place to name a city.
I think we all know what San Diego means in German.
No, we don't. Do you want to say it?
No, I'm good. I like my job.
Well, my uncle used to live in Carlsbad. He used to call it Carl's Good all the time.
Johnny's got it.
Carl's Good. It's a web. Okay, sure, Johnny. Carlsbad, California.
From Anchorman.
Yes, I know. Carlsbad, Texas. I feel like whatever city name there is in California, there's one in Texas that's worse.
Oh. Adam, I just got it. I was going to say it, and then I got the joke. The one in Northern California is called Carl's Good.
That's right, apparently.
Carlsbad's down here, Carl's Good in New York.
Carl's Good.
There's
3
Northern
Carlsbads.
California.
Yeah, there you go. Paris, California sucks. Paris, Texas also sucks. I can't imagine Carlsbad, Texas being that great of a place.
By the way-
Carlsbad, California, beautiful. Love Carlsbad, California.
By the way, last week, I don't know if you guys saw it on my story or not, if you follow me on Instagram, I went to the Paris Bakery, the Paris Baguette. Down there's one in Otay Ranch.
Uh-huh.
I made a very nice comment saying, as an Italian, I feel as though I can trust this French bakery.
How dare you?
One of my friends then PM'd me and said, it's not French. It's a Korean bakery.
A Korean baguette place?
It's called, Paris.
It's called Paris.
It's called Paris Baguette, and it's
Korean?
a Korean chain.
Huh. What would that taste like?
It was very, very good. It
Nice.
was so good.
Jocelyn, yeah. We went to Jocelyn's neck of the woods. She no-showed on us. I mean, if Woods could take his kids out of school,
He draws the foul.
Jocelyn couldn't be sick from work? Come on.
We should probably get to this extended break before
Yes.
Xander.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Xander Bogaerts will be meeting with the media live from Wrigley Field as we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show. Welcome back to the Braden Surprenant Show. We're getting ready for Xander Bogaerts to come to the stage as he will meet with the media in just a little bit. I'm just kind of waiting for that. As we're back here on the Braden Surprenant Show, doing some live coverage of this particular series. Obviously, our coverage of the postseason press conferences is presented by Trust and Will. Don't wait for extra innings. Protect your family's estate today with Trust and Will. Still waiting on Xander.
We were told by Dave Marcus that he was walking.
Don't throw
up
Dave under the
to
bus.
No, that's what he said.
He
You
says
heard
he can't
it.
see. He says he doesn't have a
He
monitor.
said
He
he's
can't
walking.
see
He said he's going up to the podium now.
Okay.
What he said.
It's a long walk to the podium.
That is a long walk.
Xander Bogaerts has been great, I think, in this postseason so far. Made some good defense. I mean, with the busted foot, been able to make some good,
that's another,
good
that's a
athletic plays
big
defensively.
point.
He's able to run. I mean, that first game, he advanced to third on that throwing error from Pete Crow Armstrong.
We'll just put that down just for the moment here.
You got it in queue, so at least you could tell me if he's actually starting to speak.
Of course I do.
All right.
I'm a professional at this, sir.
And he's done a pretty good job offensively, too, for the Padres. It'd be nice to see him getting nice. I don't know. I feel good about the Padres. I feel better about the Padres today than I did yesterday.
Yeah, I believe we're ready to go here.
Here's Xander Bogaerts meeting with the media.
We'll get started with Xander Bogaerts. First question for Xander. We'll start with Jeff, left side.
Hey, Xander, we touched on this a little bit yesterday. Game 3 elimination games. What is that like? What is the feeling for you as a player?
I mean, it's either you win to continue or you go home, you know. It's exciting, you know, it's fun, it's nerve-wracking. I mean, it's probably not the situation you'd want to be in, you know, but it's better than already being at home. So give it one last go, you know, give it everything you got and just go out there wanting it more than the other team.
Your left foot, how is that holding up? You did come back pretty quickly and you've been performing on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, you know, 100%. I wish it was, you know, but and then me getting some infield hits, you know, it definitely ain't helping it either, you know. So, listen, just doing anything you can, you know, and trying to stay active. And as I said, at this point in the season, I don't know if there's anyone that's 100%, you know. So just gotta give it everything you have. And today's a special, important day.
And last one for me. What do you make of what your bullpen is doing, especially Mason Miller, watching the swings and where he's placing those pitches?
Yeah, I mean, the 104 one dotted away. I mean, Keller struck me out with a pitch kind of similar to that in 97, you know. So 104 is even harder, you know. So, yeah, those guys throughout the whole year, they've been doing a great job, you know. And I mean, it would be nice if we can add some runs early, you know, add a lot of runs, but playoff baseball and not usually get a lot of runs, you know. It's very tight games, low scoring games, close matches. So, I mean, if there's a spot where we can be able to put up some nice numbers up there on the board for the pitching, it would be nice.
Marty, down in the front.
I know Manny had given Yu Darvish some credit when he was going through a home run slump before he hit a home run. Can you just speak to what his presence, Darvish's presence, has meant inside that clubhouse, even when he wasn't available to pitch?
I mean, I just think the experience is a huge part, you know, and he always so calm in all the situations, you know, and like there was points yesterday in the game, and even I was at shortstop, and I mean, the crowd was going crazy, and it pretty much didn't faze me, you know, because I think I've been in those situations before, you know, and that's one of the reasons where you're like, you know what, experience definitely is a big help in these type of situations, you know. So him just having playoff experience, having so many starts under his belt in Japan and in the major leagues, I mean, that's something at his advantage for sure.
And what strikes you about Manny's demeanor in particular when you guys have your backs against the wall?
Oh yeah, I mean that homer was clutch, you know, and he's been hitting the ball hard, you know, maybe not getting the results that we all want, but listen, the playoffs is not about you, you know, it's about all of us, and you just got to try to score one more run than the other. Every big swing is important. Every run is important, and I mean he gave us a nice cushion, a nice breathing room to go up there by 3 runs and give the bullpen kind of some room for error. And I mean, they were lights out.
Jay on the right side.
You guys obviously are used to velocity in the major leagues these days with all these guys throwing hard, but is there a velocity point where you just don't even see the ball? Like what Mason's doing, is it like, can you even as a hitter, like register that, or is that ball just basically in the glove before you even know it's gone?
I mean, I can tell you hitting in the shadows is pretty hard, you know. I still remember that strikeout I got from Keller the other night. I mean, that felt like 104, you know, it's hard. And then in the shadows, like, I mean, maybe I was kind of guessing a little bit up there, you know, and just swinging at something that I see, but it's really hard to hit in the shadows. But someone throwing 104, I feel like it's probably equivalent to something like that, you know. I mean, throw your bat kind of where you guess it's going to go or something. I mean, I don't know. And then he paints it on the dot. I mean, it's close to unhittable.
Right at that level. I mean, are you either guessing where it's going or you're taking it hoping it's a ball, right? Pretty much at that point.
I mean, first you got to try to see it. But I don't know how much time you got to see at 104, you know. So try to look for it in one area. I mean, but you got to react so quick that, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how you do it. Maybe it's, I mean, skill set or just us doing it so much every day and throughout the years. I mean, but that ball that he threw, I don't know who would have even like fouled it. Maybe Louis, maybe. I don't know. I'll probably say him, you know.
Thanks.
Pedro, down the front.
Sander, ya has estado en esos escenarios una y otra vez en tu carrera. Háblanos del valor de saber que el juego es exactamente el mismo, 27 outs, pero al final del día solamente hay un poco de mayor presión.
Sí, obviamente hay un poco más de presión porque si ganas, tú sigues y si pierdes, ya, para casa, ¿no? Y obviamente eso es el bueno y el malo de la pelota, que alguien tiene que ganar y alguien tiene que perder, tú sabes, y eso es el bueno y el malo de la pelota. Entonces nosotros tenemos que ir allá afuera a tratar de jugar la pelota como estamos jugando por la mayor parte de la temporada y seguir enfocado, y cada picheo es importante, cada out es importante y tratar de hacer lo mejor que podemos.
Bueno, tiró muy bien Nick Pivetta en el primer juego ayer de manera colectiva, la blanqueada. Háblanos de la confianza de ustedes como bateadores que tienen en su picheo para colocarlos en esa posición de éxito.
Bueno, obviamente, mientras más carrera podemos hacer, es más importante y más bueno para nosotros. Obviamente, damos una tremenda oportunidad al picheo para relajarse un poco más, tú sabes. Pero diciendo eso, no es algo fácil. Tú sabes, en los playoffs tú no ves juegos 15-11, eso no pasa mucho. Entonces, ojalá que hoy sea el día que hacemos eso, pero vamos a seguir tratando fuerte y enfocar cada picheo seguro.
Por último, los juegos grandes son de peloteros grandes como tú y la estatura que has tenido a lo largo de tu carrera. ¿Cómo tomas esta plataforma para poder brillar en un juego en donde los Padres te necesitan?
Yo creo que la experiencia es algo muy clave, tú sabes, y yo a través de los años que he jugado me siento cada vez un poco más relajado en las situaciones grandes, en las situaciones importantes, y la única cosa que yo puedo decir es gracias a la experiencia. Tú sabes, a veces la gente a lo mejor no lo creen, pero es algo muy, 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 muy grande, muy importante, y ya si tú has pasado por eso, tú te sientes un poco más relajado, seguro.
Anything else for Xander? All right, Xander, thanks for coming in. Good luck today.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Xander Bogaerts live in Chicago, meeting with the media. Our coverage of the postseason press conferences is presented by Trust and Will. Don't wait for extra innings. Protect your family's estate today with Trust and Will. We need to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Padres bullpen. What do they have left in the bullpen? Is it all hands on deck? We'll answer some of those questions as we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan. Baseball coverage on 97 to the Fan is presented by T-Mobile. Head to T-Mobile.com and get a great deal on an iPhone 16 Pro. We're going to talk a little bit about the arms to be used today. Did Mike Shildt and his... It was your week to watch Mike Shildt's press conferences.
Was it?
It was. I think it was.
Oops.
Well, somebody wasn't paying attention.
Nope.
Did Mike Shildt say that, like, Nick Pivetta is, like, available today, too? Everybody's available.
Well, I mean...
Everybody's available, Frank. I can't wait. Jake Cronenworth's probably available out of the bullpen. Yep.
Let's throw it back to 98.
That's right.
Hoffy, get in there. Everyone's available.
He's there. I saw him in the video.
No, he is in there.
The video of Mud and Don.
Yep.
Going down by way of the K. You see Hoffman in the background just kind of looking at him.
Like,
what's going on?
What
there?
are you guys doing?
I want to ask. We'll talk about the bullpen in a second. Everybody asked both Manny and Shildt and Craig Counsell about the opting to pitch to Manny Machado with first base open. Craig Counsell opted to pitch to Manny Machado yesterday with first base open, even though Manny was 0 for 5 in the series to that point. Result of the play was a game-breaking home run. I think it was a series-changing home run, to be honest with you. We'll see. We'll see how this game goes.
Oops.
Fernando Tatis Jr. quoted in the daily newsletter by Kevin Acee, quote, having a 3-run lead is like having an 8-run lead in the regular season. I kept trying to tell people. Did we not keep trying to tell people how different the playoffs are?
Yeah, these games are close. Don't expect blowouts. Just because you got 10-5, 8-4
3-0
games in
like
the LA
blowout.
series. Yeah, these games are going to be close.
Yeah. So they decided not to. I don't know. Do you intentionally walk the guy that hadn't been good all year in the postseason? He hasn't been good in the postseason at all.
But again,
and he hadn't been good against Imanaga. I know he's got 2 hits that are home runs, but other than that, it's all strikeouts.
But that goes to the point we were talking about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
which is that's the whole reason why you used the opener was so you don't have to face Fernando and Manny in the same inning. You had that chance. You got into the situation that you were afraid of in the 5th inning, and you didn't walk him. That's what bites you.
The opener thing was crazy to me. When they announced that they're going to have an opener, I'm like, what are they doing? They had momentum of game 1. Stop. What did Frank Marchese say this week? Don't get cute. Don't out-coach yourself. I felt like the Cubs out-coached themselves yesterday with the Kittredge move to start the game. Just like I thought last year, Mike Shildt out-coached himself in throwing Dylan Cease on 3 days rest. I'm interested to see how they use this bullpen. Now, Dylan Cease yesterday, 3 2/3, 5 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 walk. Sharpest outing of the season by his own account. And the bullpen was legit. Bullpen was legit yesterday. The bullpen has been legit the entire time. The only one that is allowed to run out of the bullpen is Jeremiah Estrada, and he did it with them out without them not getting a hit with runners in scoring position. So the bullpen has been amazing. If the Padres win the series, it's going to be because of the bullpen. In terms of like the bullpen usage, like Morejon threw 33 pitches yesterday, Miller threw 27, Suarez threw 18. Estrada didn't throw, Peralta didn't throw. You haven't used David Morgan once. You haven't used Bradley Rodriguez. You haven't used Randy Vasquez. You haven't used Michael King. The bullpen up to this point, as mentioned before, Adrian Morejon escaped an inherited jam yesterday, 2 1/3 innings, 33 pitches, which was a season high. As much as they say they're ready, I don't think we're going to see Morejon today, Frank. You're a betting man.
No.
Are you seeing Morejon today?
No.
If they have to use him, like you mentioned, like a 1-run game to come in and face a lefty, with 2
outs.
with 2 outs, because that's, doesn't have to do the 3-batter minimum if you get that guy out. Sure. Like if Pete Crow Armstrong is up with 2 outs and it's a 1-run game and you got to go with Morejon,
it has to be a game-breaking situation.
I agree.
Though.
He's your best lefty out of the bullpen, right? He's your best lefty out of the bullpen. Who else you got? You're going to go with Peralta? You could go with Peralta, I guess. He only threw 6 pitches 2 days ago.
Well, according to Dodger fans, your best lefty is not on the roster right
Yuki
now.
Matsui, saving him for the championship series against Los Dodgers. Morejon escaped the jam, 33 pitches, season high. I can't imagine them using him today. Mason Miller, 5 strikeouts yesterday, touched 104.5. I mean, most of the question that Xander Bogaerts got in his press conference is like, how would you hit Mason Miller? I don't know. I don't have to worry about facing him. And guess what? I don't have to worry about facing him for the next 4 years. Why do you care what I have to say about the matter? They asked him about it last night. I mean, good luck. Nobody knows how to face this guy. Maybe you should ask Jackson Merrill. He had a walk-off home run against him last year at Petco Park. Maybe ask him. Maybe ask Gurriel. Maybe ask Lourdes Gurriel Jr. how do you hit Mason Miller? I don't know. Wait for a fastball right down the middle on a mistake. He's not making a lot of mistakes. I mean, I was slightly worried about Mason Miller going into the postseason just because it was his first postseason. But he quickly was like, oh, yeah, this is the extra juice I need. I mean, think about how hard he threw on the road, 104.5 on the outside corner. Imagine how fast he could throw with the adrenaline of 45,000 plus Padres fans cheering him on.
Aroldis' record might be at stake at that point.
Jeremiah Estrada's strikeout record was at stake until he hit what's his name. I mean, come on. Incredible. I did want to get to something that somebody said in the chat, and we'll get to that in a second. Mason Miller is untouchable right now. His pitches, he threw 27. He threw 13 the day before. I could see Miller coming in more likely than Morejon today. If I had to pick between the two, I think Miller's more likely to come in than Morejon. I mean, he's looked so dominant. Even if he's like a little tired, he probably still, the adrenaline. I mean, playoff time, you get the adrenaline going to try to advance. Robert Suarez closed with help from Tatis's highlight reel running catch in the right. A little shaky. Not as confident in Robert Suarez as I am in Mason Miller and Adrian Morejon, but he got the job done yesterday.
I texted you during that ninth inning yesterday. I'm like, he's doing the thing. Suarez is doing the thing we said he was going to do. And then 2 pitches later was the double play.
Thank God. That was nice. I had to do play-by-play of that for the football team while they were stretching. They had it on the video board at Cathedral on Tuesday at lunchtime. They put the game up on the video board for the football stadium. So they had all the kids, so the kids at lunch could watch the game.
I'm sure nobody went to class after that, though.
I told the teachers that are coaches, or the coaches that are teachers, I said, you had the game on, right? They're not paying attention to you anyway. You better have the game on. So that was the bullpen usage yesterday. Now, what do you do today? Today is Yu Darvish, veteran postseason arm, who has time and has spent time pitching in Chicago, pitched for the Cubs for a couple of years before the Padres traded with the Cubs to get Yu Darvish. Jameson Taillon is pitching for the Cubs. Now, Taillon's been pretty good as of late. He finished the season with a 1.57 ERA in his last 6 starts. That's pretty impressive. I mean, he's coming into this thing hot. You got to be able to try to get to him and maybe tax that bullpen a little bit more. I know the bullpen's good for the Cubs, but you got to be able to get runs early and put the pressure on. I mean, Fernando said it. A 3-run lead in the postseason is like an 8-run lead in the regular season. Just that 1-0 lead yesterday, Frank, seemed like it was a 3-0 lead. And it starts adding more pressure.
Yeah, and again, the reason why it feels that way is because you're not saving arms. You're not using that bullpen the way you're used to using it, or the way you're used to seeing it used. You're not throwing in, not to say he's been bad, but you're not throwing in a Bradley Rodriguez to try to get you a couple of outs. You're not throwing in an Alec Jacob to try to steal an inning to get some guys rest. You're going all hands on deck. So that's why when you're using your high leverage arms on such a consistent basis, that's why it feels like these small leads are so insurmountable.
Padres bottom of the order right now. Hearn, Sheets, and Cronenworth, all lefties, are a combined 1 for 17 this series versus left-handed pitchers. Good news, though. They get to face a righty. How much of that is a factor? I mean, they survived the lefty storm. They survived the lefty storm of the first 2 pitchers for Chicago. And now you get to face a veteran in Taillon, but he's a righty. And now you got all these lefties in the lineup that are probably licking their chops to get some opportunities against some right-handed pitching. Now, the bullpen still got some lefties in it for the Chicago Cubs. Couple other news and notes from yesterday's game. Machado, 15 career postseason RBIs with the Padres, now becomes a franchise record. Tatis, 6 postseason home runs, second most in franchise history, stole third base, rare Padres postseason feat. Joins Tommy Pham and Tony Gwynn, even though he didn't hit a home run yesterday. Morejon, 9 postseason appearances, third in team history behind Suarez and Hoffman. How about that? I mean, it's not the appearance thing is not a lot because the Padres have been in the playoffs a lot. I mean, 15 career RBIs all of a sudden becomes a franchise record. And Manny Machado has been statistically not good in the playoffs. What does that make? What does that tell you?
Well, you know.
Morejon being third in team history in postseason appearances behind Suarez and Hoffman. Trevor Hoffman is crazy to me. But it makes sense. Pitching plan today, Frank. You're going with Darvish. You have Vasquez and King available. I don't know how much you're thinking about Saturday. You probably shouldn't be thinking about Saturday at all.
Worry about Saturday when you get to Saturday.
But you also, I forget. You have arms like, Bradley Rodriguez is a scary point for me because Bradley Rodriguez has never pitched in the postseason before. He just got called up to the big leagues not too long ago, but he's got electric stuff.
Yes.
David Morgan has never pitched in the postseason before. At least he has had a half a season, maybe just over half a season in Major League Baseball. He's also got electric stuff. What do you do with Vasquez and King? You have a mix here that's very interesting that you can use, and those are just the players that haven't pitched yet in this series. Mm-hmm. Morgan, Rodriguez, Vasquez, and King.
I think you're kind of in a spot right now where Pivetta going in game 1 of the divisional series is not out of the question.
Is it short rest?
It's only 1 day.
1 day.
I'm okay with that.
I think you could do a bullpen day on Saturday anyway because you have a day off. You have a day off tomorrow, regardless.
Yeah.
If you want to think in advance, which I don't think you should. I don't want to jinx it either.
No, just worry about today. Worry about today. Worry about Saturday if you get there. I wouldn't mind seeing Darvish go 1 time through the order, King 1 time through the order, and then depending upon your lead, try to piece it together. Like I would guarantee that if it's a close game, Jeremiah Estrada's pitching today. That would be a guarantee if it's a close game.
And hopefully he does. He had that chip on his shoulder against the Cubs here in San Diego.
If it's 5-1, 5-0, if the Padres are up by a decent amount of runs, then I can see a Morgan coming in. Then I could see a Bradley Rodriguez coming in. But if it's another 2-3 run game, it's going to be Estrada. It's going to be Suarez. You might see Wandy Peralta come in a spot for a lefty to end the inning. That would be a good lane for him to fit in. They have many, many different ways that they can play this here today. But I think if you're going to have Michael King on the roster here, you got to use him. And I would say it's give Darvish a turn through the order, give King a turn through the order, and then see where it goes from there.
I'm going to go differently than that. I go Darvish to the order. First time through the order, Darvish. Depending on how he's pitching, will determine what do I do next. But
same as Cease yesterday. Said, anything else is a bonus.
If he could get to the 4th, that'd be great. If he could get through 4 innings, that'd be fantastic. But he'll take 3. I'll take 3. And then after those 3 innings, I go with Vasquez. I go Vasquez next, and I have King ready to go right after. I let Vasquez. I try to
use all of them.
Yeah, I starting Vasquez on Saturday. So what? I think you could go with an opener on Saturday. I think you could go with the bullpen day on Saturday. I'm not really worried about Saturday, but I'd go Darvish, then Vasquez. And then in the later, Vasquez could probably get through the order 1 time. If he doesn't, get King ready to go. But if he does go through the order 1 time, that's another 3 innings.
My only thing.
And then to me, I like King in more higher leverage situations later than I like a Vasquez or going with a Morgan or a Rodriguez. Now, if you have Vasquez in there and you have more than a 3-run lead, I'd let Vasquez continue to roll.
Yes.
Or, if you got through once and you might, then I can go with a Morgan or a Bradley Rodriguez to kind of bridge the gap, and then you can roll with King. And then if the game's within 2 runs with a lead, or you need to hold the deficit, now you got to start thinking about using the guys that you used the last couple of days. But I think the plan A, to me, I think for them, they're going to be using these guys that they haven't used yet if they are in a comfortable situation with the bats. If the game is within 3 runs or a home run can tie it at any point in time, they're going with the guys that they trust, even if it's on short rest.
I think it's only natural to worry about Saturday, even though we're saying don't worry about Saturday until you know you're going there. My only thought with using all 3 of them is, what if Pivetta has a problem on Saturday, or whoever starts game 1 has a problem on Saturday?
I'd go bullpen day on Saturday.
No,
I wouldn't even start Pivetta.
No, but I'm just saying, if you need somebody to eat innings, you just used all 3. You used Darvish, King, and Vasquez just 2 days ago. So your inning eater coming out of the bullpen isn't going to be there for as long as you might need him on Saturday, even though we're sitting here saying
they've had
worry
Morgan,
about Saturday.
They've had Morgan do it. I mean, you can't use every arm in the bullpen today.
Right.
And just be like, all right, well,
oops,
we have nobody left on Saturday. But the thing is, they have a day off too. So they have an opportunity to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Vasquez and King today. I mean, we said all hands on deck. We'll see. We got another hour of this show leading in the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show, which means you're 2 hours closer to Padres baseball. Wild card series, final game, winner go home. We'll talk more about it when we come back.
Time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime use.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
Final hour of the Braden Surprenant Show, which means one thing. We're leading you into the Ecowater SoCal Padres pregame show, which gives you 2 hours away from Padres baseball in America's finest city. They're going to be taking on the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field. Winner take all. Winner go home. What are you prepared to do? The Padres shocked the world yesterday by doing something that nobody has ever done. They got to do it again today. Tigers and Guardians about to get underway for their Game 3. After the Padres game, it's Yankees and Red Sox for their Game 3. Hopefully on tomorrow's show, we are talking about the Padres in the divisional series. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. How are you feeling, Padres fans, about this particular game? I feel more confident in today than I did yesterday. I saw New York Mike yesterday. He was all fired up. Great seeing him. Loves the natural casings bit that we do with Frank's legs. So great. But my feelings on this game, is the Padres, I think, have the momentum right now. I think Yu Darvish pitching in a playoff game, I think you can trust Yu Darvish to pitch in a playoff game. We'll see how he does. He's pitching in a place that he's pitched multiple times before. I mean, you saw the highlights of, remember the video of him and his son, Shohei Darvish, who had been pitching in the bullpen at Wrigley. It was a couple of years ago. I mean, Shohei Darvish is now a senior in high school here in San Diego. I mean, you have spent a lot of time at Wrigley Field when he was a member of the Chicago Cubs, and now he has an opportunity to go out there and pitch to get the Padres to the next round and get them on an hour train to Milwaukee to take on the Brewers in the divisional series. You kind of needed that big home run yesterday out of Manny Machado. Maybe that gets him going in the postseason. Fernando works a couple of better at-bats yesterday than he did in the previous day. Your bottom of the order, that is a lot of left-handers, are ready to take on some right-handers. First time. Lefty versus lefty was not very good. Lefty versus lefty was not very good. The bottom of the order is 1 for 17. That might flip today. But the Padres, as mentioned before, Frank and I laid it out, got to get out there, jump on, tie on early, get some runs on the board, because as Fernando mentioned yesterday in the postgame, a 3-run lead feels like an 8-run lead, especially with the bullpen that they have. And they, despite their back end being a little bit used up, they got a lot of guys with live stuff and electric arms that are fresh and ready to go. I'd like to see the bottom of the order, the lefties, take advantage of the right-hander and tie on. I'd like to see this top of the order be the superstars that they are. And let's see what Yu Darvish and maybe Michael King or Yu Darvish and Randy Vasquez have in store for the Padres, have in store for the Cubs offense. Because the Cubs offense, again, 2 bad pitches were the only things that have been great for the Cubs today of this series on offense. That's it. 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position on the series, the Cubs are. They're 0 for 6. They have struck out 24 times against Padres pitching. Go out there and win it. Be the first team to come back from 0-1 down and win a playoff series and get ready for Milwaukee. That's the task at hand. How are we feeling today, Padres fans? I'm fired up. I'm ready to go today. I was a little bit nervous yesterday. I'm excited today. I can sense it. I can feel it. I've seen some tweets from people that are there in Chicago. They feel like the Cubs fans have already given up on their team. They feel the momentum shift. They have felt what was a controllable series in their hands start to slip away, and I think a lot of it got flipped on that Manny Machado home run. I mean, that Manny Machado home run against the Cubs yesterday could be the moment you look back on weeks from now, a month from now, when you're playing in the World Series. I mean, it could be one of those moments, or it could just be another, hey, this was a good moment for us in the playoffs, and then, we didn't win the next day. That could be a huge moment. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. There is a lineup out already. It's the exact same lineup that we've seen the last 2 days. Loading up on the lefties at the bottom of the order. Mike Schilt's not afraid to pull sheets either and get Bryce Johnson out there either. I mean, as soon as you got a lead, you might as well put Bryce Johnson out there and limit an opportunity to have something disastrous happen. I think Sheets has done a lot better of a job in playing in the outfield than he did when he was playing there in Oaklamento earlier this year. I mean, I said earlier, I don't want to see Sheets anywhere near the outfield or anywhere near the field. He's gotten a lot better at it, but I'd still rather have Bryce Johnson in the game. That was a quick switch yesterday. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. I think it's all hands on deck. You got a lot of fresh arms. It would be nice to see either King, Vasquez, or Darvish, one of the three, get you some innings today in Chicago. Let's get out to Kathy in L.A. Kathy, what's going on?
Hey, Braden. I was 18 years old last time we faced Chicago in an elimination game, and we went to the World Series that year, so bring back memories of that.
Jazzing up with the Steve Garvey home run, the Cub Buster shirts back in 1984. Love it.
Yep. So, my dad had gone to that game the night before, and he said, he was like, I'm tired, so you and your sister want to go to that last elimination game? I'm just like, is that really a question? So, yeah, I remember sitting in the Murph, reliving that, and God, I can't wait for this game today, Braden. So, it's going to be exciting. So, can't wait. I'm going to have it on my computer here at work.
Yeah, the Cats going to get after it in L.A., repping the brown and gold. We love to see it. I mean, think about that. The Padres were down big in that series in 1984. Had a battle back. Who's going to hit the home run to get their jersey number retired, huh? Be up there with Steve Garvey.
What did we say?
Xander Bogaerts home run, going to retire his number.
What have we said? Know your role. Play your role. Don't do anything extra. Just be the guy who does their job. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to be. Just the guy that does your job. You'll win if you do that.
There's going to be an unsung hero out there that's not even going to try to do it.
Exactly. That's the point. They don't try to do it.
That's what's going to happen. Let's get out to Nate in San Marcos. Nate, what's going on?
Hey, what if we go Yu Darvish for 4 innings, King for 1 inning, Vasquez for 1 inning, Peralta for 1 inning, and then put Miller in?
That's another way you could do it, Nate. I appreciate the phone call. I mean, and then that way you don't have to use a lot of their bullets, right, in terms of pitches. I think at that point you're like hoping you got a little bit of a lead. So that gives, what do you say, 4 innings for Darvish?
I believe so, yeah.
And then 1, 2, 3 gets you 7, and then you go to Miller. I mean, I would like to not have to use Miller today, but again, all hands on deck. He's going to be ready to go. Slade Ciccone getting the start for the Guardians today. The old Arizona Diamondback. Who names their kid Slade? I mean, come on, really? Slade? He's got a teammate named Blade. I mean, this is like an episode of this is like Dodgeball. Laser, Blazer, Slade Ciccone. What a name, dude. Not a great baseball name. Gleyber Torres has stepped into the box, top of the first inning. Tigers and Guardians about to get underway to start our 3 games of wild card round for game 3. This is the first time we've ever had that many. There hasn't been a lot of teams that have forced the game 3.
Thank you very much to the Cincinnati Reds, by the way, for forcing another one.
Yeah, thanks, Cincinnati.
Speaking of waiting for games, we'd be pretty much done. Oh, we'd be
way done.
We'd be starting the game right now. This could be us. It could be us.
Yep. Anyway. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Jose in San Diego. Jose, what's going on?
Hey, Braden and Frank, I am fired up today. This is what we've been waiting for. Love the show. You better believe
if we have to hold on to a one-run game, I want to see Miller and Morejon out there. We can lose Saturday. We cannot lose today.
It's a great point. Yeah, it's also true. When you talk about the next series, which I don't want to do too much, but when you're talking about being the road team in those longer series, I'm just going to say in general, so I'm not putting the cart before the horse. As the road team, you got to win one of the games. You have to win one of the games in there. Like, you're going to have 2 games in a 7-game series on the road. You just have to win one. Same thing with the divisional series, best of 5. They're going to go 2-2-1. You got to win one of those first 2 games. It could be the next one. Maybe you do that to save up your bullpen. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Anthony Rancho Bernardo. You're on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, Anthony?
Hey, not much, Braden. I tend to agree with Jose, but I want to touch on just Mike Schultz' masterclass yesterday. I mean, that was the greatest game I've seen him manage. It was just incredible in every way. And I know he's taken some heat that he probably shouldn't have, the past few months, but it was an absolute masterclass, with C's and all the moves. And listen, Morejon, he's got 1 year left. He's a free agent, and obviously we want to protect his health. And I know he's fired up. He's ready to go. Miller's still got a while, but I agree with Jose. All hands on deck, and let's worry about Saturday.
Absolutely, Anthony. Appreciate the phone call, man. A lot of different ways to go about it. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We're going to get to Marcus. We're going to get to Charles when we come back. We're talking Padres baseball as they get ready for the Cubs. Game 3 in Cleveland has gotten underway. We'll get you an update on that also when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, leading you into the Ecowater SoCal Padres pregame show on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. This new lunchtime hour is brought to you by the Craft Taco. Both flavors at 2 locations, Sorrento Valley and inside Balboa Park's Natural History Museum. Today's a great day to get Craft Taco.
I'm waiting for the tacos. Where are the damn tacos at?
Where are the tacos at? If Jeremiah Estrada comes in and pitches this game and shoves, we're going to play that for sure tomorrow.
I'm telling you, it's the Carne Estrada taco. It's
Estrada taco.
sitting right there
right
for
there,
him.
Craft Taco. It's right there, Eddie. Get Jeremiah on board. Where the damn tacos at? They're at the Craft Taco. Of course they are. Wow. Balsamic Vinny. Grilled chicken and vegetable wrap. Balsamic Vinny in the chat had that today, so we can have some Diet Millers later. You guys throwing back some Diet Coors, some Diet Millers. Watching the Padres today. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. The last hour, the 11 o'clock hour, which was kind of all over the place with Mike Schilt meeting with the media and other things, was brought to you by U.S. Wellness Meats. Overwhelmed by processed foods, U.S. Wellness Meats offers an all-natural alternative, 100% grass-fed beef, pork, poultry, wild-caught seafood, and more. Shipped free from family farms. Get 20% off your first order at uswellnessmeats.com. We haven't spent too much time on the rest of Major League Baseball. But there's been a lot of good games in Major League Baseball in these series. Let's talk about Tigers and Guardians first. They're currently tied 1-1 in the series. They just finished the first inning. Detroit's upset about a call that Ciccone got in the first inning as they went down 1-2-3, and now Cleveland's coming up in the bottom half of the first. Game 1 went to Detroit 2-1 over Cleveland. Cleveland had the tying run at third base with nobody out and ran into a problem in that game. I mean, it was a circus by Detroit to get Jose Ramirez the third. They had the bad throw, goes up the line. Jose Ramirez on the ball put in play gets all the way to third base to lead off the inning. And then somehow the Guardians got Jose Ramirez stuck in a rundown and gets tagged out. The Guardians unable to score in that last inning. They lose game 1, 2-1. Game 2, it was all Cleveland yesterday. They won 6-1. They jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Detroit answered with another run, and then the Guardians have a 5-run 8th inning at home to force game 3. What have you noticed the most of the Guardians and Tigers, Frank?
Very close, very good competitive games. These two teams are not giving an inch. Of course, divisional rivals, so that's there. The Tigers have that 15.5 game lead gimmick that they've blown. They're looking for redemption. Cleveland's looking to stay hot. This has been a very, very tightly competitive series.
Division rivals dueling it out. They already played each other 13 times this year. Guardians outlasted Detroit. I mean, Detroit on just a clunker of a collapse in the last 2 months of the year can erase that by beating the Guardians today. I mean, this has been a fun series, and it's been happening before the Padre game. So we've only been paying a little bit of attention to it, and it's been on during Padres and Cubs. As Stephen Kwan, the first batter for the Guardians, flies out to left. 1 away in the first for Cleveland and Detroit. Jack Flaherty starting today for the Detroit Tigers. Not a big Jack Flaherty fan, I got to say.
Well,
not a huge Jack Flaherty fan. He just thinks he's tougher than he actually is. Seems like. That's been a fun series. On to the next series. I haven't had too much time to watch Red Sox-Yankees either. I mean, talk about a toxic series. Red Sox-Yankees, are you kidding me? I tell you what, based on how timing was going to work out for our shows, the first time I've ever seen Frank excited for a Yankees win was yesterday.
Yep.
That's the first time ever.
We had
He was saying at the watch party, regardless of what the outcome of this game is, it is Yankee Elimination Day. Well, apparently it's not.
Today is Yankee Elimination Day. So happy Yankee Elimination Day to all of those who celebrate.
We need the Yankees to win unless we want to play. Because if we win and the Yankees lose, guess who's playing at 9 in the morning on Saturday? The Padres.
Well, it's Saturday, so it doesn't really affect us.
Yeah, it does, because I'm flying back from De La Salle.
Well, no, I meant
and we're going to
like
have a watch party.
I meant
maybe.
like as far as the show.
You never know.
So
You never know. You never know with us. You never know if there's something we got to go to. It's playoff baseball. I'd rather have the playoff game on a Saturday later on and not at 9 in the morning.
Adam, yesterday was fun. I'm not driving to Carlsbad at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
We don't know. There could be a watch party. There could not be a watch party. I don't know where it would be. It could be another place. But you know what? Might as well have the game in a more appropriate time for us on the West Coast. So you know what? Go Yankees. I can't believe I said that. I can't say that for you. If I had to pick between the two, have you ever done this game?
He draws the foul.
Have you ever done the game where you like pick rivalries that you don't really care about and you have to pick a side?
Boston.
I'm always Red Sox.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus the Yankees. Always Red Sox versus the Yankees. Always. Yankees never. But you never know. We'll see what happens. Garrett Crochet had an 11 strikeout performance with 7 innings. Yankees went with the computer and the computer lost. Analytics. How do they make Aaron Boone feel? I mean, is Aaron Boone still the manager of the Yankees if they lose today?
No. If they lose this series, he is out.
He has to be gone.
They've wanted him out for so long. This is going to be the perfect excuse to get him out.
I'd agree with that. I mean, he's managing for his job right now. Austin Wells of the go-ahead RBI single in the 8th inning propels the Yankees of the Red Sox in Game 2. That inning started with two outs.
Yep.
And then Jazz Chisholm worked a walk, and then Wells down the right field line was able to score Chisholm to give them that 4-3 lead. Yankees ended up loading the bases.
And the only reason why that run scored was because it had a weird carom off the sidewall that gave Chisholm some extra time.
Typical, Yankee stuff with their BS ballpark. Bandbox ballpark.
BS ballpark. That would have been a home run.
Oh, yeah. True to that. Peyton Toll came in, TCU kid, mowed down the Yankees. How about that? Take that every time. Yankees went on to hang on and win that game 4-3. They will play Game 3 later on tonight. Reds and Dodgers. Dodgers win easily. I mean, the only time the Dodgers looked bad in the series was in the 8th inning. I will say this: their defense is bad. I mean, Teoscar Hernandez, bro, what? He looked like he'd never played in the outfield before. He looked terrible. I mean, the Dodgers didn't look very good in their 2 games, and they still hammered the Reds. That's all you need to know about what the Reds were like going into the playoffs. I mean, I know they were hot at the end, but they were just not a playoff caliber team, in my opinion. And honestly, I think the Mets would have given more of a fight. I still don't think they're beating the Dodgers, though.
No, they would not.
Not the way that they've been playing.
Nope, they absolutely would not have.
I mean, Juan Soto at least would have put the ball over the fence maybe a couple of times. The top of the order for the Mets was still okay. I mean, him and Pete Alonso probably would have done some damage, but other than that, but you never know. Like, the thing is like the Mets against the Dodgers bullpen in the 8th inning, would they have given up the amount of runs that the Reds pitching staff did to put them in that much of a hole? No. And those collapses, the Mets probably could have got maybe one of the games.
Probably.
In the 8th inning?
It would have depended on what part of the order would have come up, because they've been a top-heavy team all year. So if the bottom of the order were able to get on and do that damage, then yeah, Nimmo would have gotten him over. Soto would have helped out. Yeah.
I still don't think they win, though.
No, they would not.
They're not winning
they
the
certainly
series.
would not have won.
833-288-1973, 833-288-1973. When we come back, we're going to talk about Yu Darvish a little bit and get you a preview of this game. I do want to get back to your phone calls, though. Let's get out to Ramona. Charles in Ramona, you're on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, Charles?
Hey, thank you for taking my call. What a game yesterday. That was awesome. I'd say I was a lot more nervous yesterday than I am today, too. And, as much as I wanted the Dodgers to, lose, I am actually kind of happy because that shadow, I do think, plays a big role in the games, and I think it gives the Cubs an advantage. So now that we're having a later start, we're not going to have to worry about that shadow anymore. So I think that kind of does benefit us. That goes in our favor. And I do think that Miller or Morejon will be available if absolutely necessary. Hopefully we don't need to use them, though. I'm hoping that Darvish can give us at least 5 strong, and then we can get out to. But I think the key to this game is to get to their starter early and often, and get to their bullpen as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah.
To do that, we're going to be in Milwaukee
Make
on
it more
Saturday.
hands on deck for them just as much as it is for us, Charles. I totally agree with you. Appreciate the phone call. Shadows, I think it's going to play a little bit of a factor, Frank. Eliminate that part. It might be an advantage Padres. And we don't. Which way is the wind blowing? Do we know? It's blowing.
A direction.
Thank you. I haven't got an update on that yet. What text Sam? Hey, which way the wind's blowing?
Let me talk to Dave here. Let me see if we can get the Acu Jesse on the show here for a quick second.
Acu Dave. Acu Dave's always great when he's not worried about UCLA football. Maybe we'll get Dave on. Maybe Dave can tell us which way the wind is blowing. Dave could be getting a hot dog right now. All we know.
That's most likely what's happening.
Blowing in, blowing out. Don't really know. Blowing left to right, right to left. Who knows which way the wind is blowing in Chicago? Marcus and Menifee on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, Marcus?
Hey, guys. What's up? Happy Game 3 day. Let's get it done. I got a bold prediction. It'll be Darvish, Vasquez, Bradley, and King to end the game. And then Jesse's going to end it with a amazing call to get us to the division. Have a good day, guys.
I like it, Marcus. Appreciate the phone call. With the bold prediction of all three starters, potentially out there. We might get a wind update in the next segment, Frank? Oh, no wind update. We have no idea. We have no idea which way the wind is blowing in Chicago. We'll try to find that information for you. When we come back, we're going to talk about Yu Darvish. We're going to talk about what it means to the Padres to have a veteran that has been there and done that before starting for the Padres and what the plan could potentially be after Darvish. We got both lineups out. We'll give them back to you. If you're just tuning in, sounds like it's going to be the same lineup for the Padres as it was the last couple of days. We'll get back to your phone calls, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We'll update you on this Guardians-Tigers game as they go to the top of the second as we finish up our show. Final segment of the Braden Surprenant Show. Settings number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. All right, we got a wind update for you. Thanks to our listener that called in to tell us about windy.com. What a website, Frank. You're going to get in a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's a website. I can't go on that one.
What was the other one? The one that had like city names on it?
I think it was like citytarget.com. Can't go on those.
So it has like a map of the United States and which way the wind's blowing and different things. So you go up to you type in Wrigleyville and it's got the little stadium and the wind is blowing from right to left. So a little bit in from right and a little bit out to left. There you go. There's your wind update from Wrigley Field.
And the reason why I can't go on those websites is, how do I put this? I like trains too much.
Okay.
We'll put it that way.
I think a lot of people can.
We think we understand that?
I think so.
I like trains too much. That's why I can't go on.
You should have seen this guy when the BNSF trains rolled through when we were setting up. He had to stop what he was doing to watch the trains.
Yeah, exactly.
How often do you go to the train museum? Not enough?
Exactly. Not enough.
Not enough times.
Oh, Guardians, I think, just took a lead. Oh, no, that was yesterday. Never mind. Still nothing.
Runner on first, 2 outs, bottom of the second to Bo Naylor at the plate with a full count.
That's Josh Naylor.
That's
or
not
is it?
Josh.
Oh, wait.
That's Bo Naylor.
I'm sorry.
Josh Naylor's waiting for the first round of the American League Series to be over.
I thought Bo was the first base. My bad.
That's a foul on you for not knowing.
Yeah,
who
it
Josh
is.
Naylor
That is a foul.
By the way,
He draws the foul.
they used to do the coffee thing, right, at Wrigley Field.
Yes.
Obviously not doing that for the playoffs.
Rude.
I watched, but they posted on Padres Twitter, Tres Leches.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
And it was Sheets and it was Merrill walking in. Two of them had coffees in their hand. Merrill was wearing a LaDainian Tomlinson San Diego Chargers t-shirt. Oh, the feels. It's like old school LT shirt. It's pretty cool. Good for him. I like it. He's not representing the LA Chargers, representing the San Diego Chargers. Good for him. 833-288-973, 833-288-973. Let's talk about Yu Darvish today. Tigers get out of it. They go to the third scoreless. Yu Darvish made 30 starts in his first 2 Padres seasons. Since then, elbow bone spurs, personal leave have derailed his availability. He spent the first 3 months of this season on the injured list. What did we say about Xander Bogaerts about 2 months ago, Frank?
Give him time, he'll kick out.
Give him time was one of the things. And the other thing we said is he is the most important starting pitcher in your rotation in the postseason.
Just wait.
He was the most important pitcher because you knew you were going to have Pivetta and you were going to have King.
Chat, let me know if I'm crazy, but he did say, what did we say about Xander Bogaerts at the beginning of the season, right? Is that what he said? Chat, please.
Yes.
So then why are we talking about being the most important starting pitcher?
He was the most important starting pitcher.
Xander Bogaerts?
Yu Darvish. I said Yu Darvish. I said, what did we say about
yeah,
Yu
exactly.
Darvish?
Nate said it. You said Xander.
Oh, I said
That's
you. Well,
why
I was thinking you.
I'm like, wait a minute.
So anyway, what did we say about Yu Darvish at 2 months ago?
Yeah, give him time, and when the postseason comes around, he'll be the guy.
Yeah. He's the most important starting pitcher for your World Series run. Because you knew you had Nick Pivetta, and you knew you had Michael King in some capacity, and it was like you needed that third guy, and he's going to have to be the guy that is that third player. And so here he is. And the other thing, too, we said at the beginning of the year, I mean, people were like, I'm done with this guy. I don't care if Yu Darvish is healthy in April. I don't care if Yu Darvish is healthy in May. I don't care that Yu Darvish is healthy in June. I don't care if Yu Darvish is healthy in July. I don't care if Yu Darvish is only pitching a couple of times in August. And I don't care that he's not pitching every 5th day in September. I care about Yu Darvish being healthy for October. That's what I care about. You have Yu Darvish on your team for days like today. That's when you have Yu Darvish on the roster. It's days like today. You're giving him the money that you have paid him for days like today. I don't care that he spent the first 3 months of the season on the injured list. You pay him to make playoff starts. At 39 years old, Darvish says he's ready to, quote, leave it all on the mound, even if it means risking injury. He's focused only on the immediate challenge, not the long-term contract that obviously runs through 2028. He doesn't care. He's going after it. Postseason track record. In 7 postseason starts since 2017, Yu Darvish has a 2.58 ERA. He was brilliant in 2022 in the NLDS against the Dodgers. He went 7 innings, 1 earned run in Game 2 win. And he went 6 2/3 innings and 2 earned runs in the elimination game in Game 4. Big game reputation despite struggles. He's known for having a big moment in big spots. He has struggled this year. In 2025, he has had his worst ERA of his career, 5.38. Now, most of that, again, he missed like the first 3 months. He was using the second half of the season to really get back into gear. Other metrics for you that don't really bode very well. Strikeout rate, home run rate, both worst of his career. He only had 1 true gem of an outing, and that was against the Mets this season with 7 shutout innings. Rarely worked deep into games. Only topped 90 pitches once in 15 starts. He has since adjusted his mechanics. He's lowered his arm slot to manage elbow pain. And he's ready to give it all for the Padres. Doesn't care about the contract. Doesn't care about next year. Doesn't care about the year after that. Obviously, Yu Darvish knows he's at the end of his career at age 39. But you're not asking for Yu Darvish to go 7 innings. You're asking for Yu Darvish to get you a good start. You're asking for Yu Darvish to go 3 innings. I think if you get anything more than 3 innings out of you today, you're playing with house money. If Yu Darvish can go 3 innings and not allow a run, like Dylan Cease did yesterday, the Padres put themselves in a good spot to win today and advance to Milwaukee. This rotation for the Padres has been pieced together. Pivetta game 1, Cease game 2. King's not fully back yet. We'll see if we see him today. And Darvish gets the nod for a winner-go-home game 3 at Wrigley Field. Remember, the Padres acquired Darvish in 2020 from the Cubs for salary relief and prospects. Only Owen Casey has reached the majors from that deal. He's currently on the injured list. Padres have gotten in return, in this trade where they got Darvish, 44 regular season wins and postseason value out of Yu Darvish. Mike Shilton players like Michael King say, quote, it's Yu Darvish. They still see him as a proven big game pitcher, and this is the biggest game that you have so far this season. Win or go home. In game 3 at Wrigley Field, there's nobody better than you. And so we'll see what Yu Darvish has. I mean, this could be one of his final starts of his career, potentially. You're hoping there's a couple more next round of the postseason. But the way that this year went about and the way that, you know, his attitude and the quotes that he has given about leaving it all on the mound, I mean, this could potentially be the last time that you see Yu Darvish is this postseason. And what a great career he has had. And I don't know about him coming back next year or whatever it may be, but he's going to give you all he's got. And he has had a phenomenal career. Unfortunately, Padres fans, I mean, you'd only got him at the end of his career, but what a great career it has been for Yu Darvish. And it'd be nice to have him have two more great outings in a Padres uniform to help propel him to a World Series championship. Something, if I'm not mistaken, he has never won. Didn't win one with the Rangers, didn't win one with the Dodgers, didn't win one with the Cubs. And out of all the accomplishments that Yu Darvish has, one of them that he doesn't have is the World Series. And this might be his last best chance to potentially win one. And that's why you're going to see the best out of you, I think, today. And he's done a great job in a Padres uniform. It's been great to see him part of the organization. I think he's done great in terms of helping all the other pitchers. I mean, you talk to any of the pitchers in the Padres staff, whether it be bullpen arms or starting pitchers, and they all love picking the brain of Yu Darvish. I'd let him go one time through the order If you want to go 2 times through the order, I mean, I think you're playing with a little bit of fire. You got bullpen ready to go. Plus, you got your guys that have been pitching the last 2 days saying they're willing and able and ready to get the ball. I mean, that's what you want in a winner-take-all game, is everybody ready to pitch and go get you what is asked of them. It might be a batter at the end of an inning with 2 outs. It might be an entire inning. We'll see what the plan is in place. I mean, this is a very big game. I mean, it's the closer you get to it, the more nervous you get, because it's going to be fun. What do you want to see out of Yu Darvish today, Frank? What do you think you're going to get out of Yu Darvish today?
Just one solid trip through the rotation, I think, is really what through the order. Sorry, is what you need. You need him to show who he is. Be, as I believe you mentioned yesterday, crafty Yu Darvish. Be him for 9 hitters. Just like Dylan Cease, if he goes beyond 9, every out he gets beyond that is a bonus. And then you turn it over to, again, either Michael King or Vasquez to try to save the bullpen a little bit, and then turn it to your high leverage arms at the end. That's all you can hope for out of Yu Darvish, is to do the same exact thing that Dylan Cease did yesterday. That's all you can ask of him.
Big game Yu coming up. I mean, I think it could potentially be, with the way that he's going about, like, saying everything. I mean, it kind of seems like a little bit of a farewell tour on this last particular deal.
Ghosty, no, we're not saying that this could be Darvish's last game as a Padre. We're not saying that. What we're saying is that he is saying that everything else be damned, he's throwing everything on the mound. He's leaving everything out on the field today. That's what he said. That is not what we said.
Yeah, so he could.
Yu Darvish said.
I mean, this could be his last hurrah. I mean, if he lays it all out there and things go according to plan, I mean, maybe he does retire at the end of the year. He's 39 years old. I mean, look at the 40-year-old pitchers that are out there right now. I mean, how much longer do you want to go, Max Scherzer? Right? I mean, Max Scherzer has been a problem for the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, how much more do you want to go, Justin Verlander? There's something about going out a little bit more on top than having multiple years of just like people remembering you for your last couple of years. I mean, think about all the athletes that might have retired a little bit too late. You know, like in football, like Emmitt Smith in a Cardinals uniform, right? No, I mean, there's a lot of players that think they still have a little bit left, and you know, and they try to do another year. And based on what he's saying, I mean, it sounds like that might be in the back of his mind. But we'll see.
Yeah, we're not picking that out of thin air. That's coming from him. If he's sitting there saying the rest of this contract be damned, I'm leaving it all out there on the mound, that's
him saying, like, if I'm going to go out, and if I get hurt, I'm done. Like, I'm not coming back from another major injury.
Cleveland is guardianing right now. Jesus, what in the world was that?
1-0 Tigers.
They took out Ciccone with runners on the corners, 1 out, top of the 3rd, and now they're throwing the ball all over the place. I shouldn't say the Guardians are guardian and sing. They're Metsing is what.
Oh no, that's even worse. I don't think they're at that. Are they at that level now? Ground ball to first.
It kicked
short
off. Okay,
him.
yeah, that's just an error.
So he gets wearing 63. Oh, that's tough. Runners on 2nd and 3rd with an out for the Tigers. They've already moved on to Heron on the mound. The thing about you, I mean, somebody's like, well, why would he give up that money? Did we not forget that he put himself on the restricted list and didn't collect the check last year?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, is money really that important to him?
He does not care about.
He's got enough
care
money.
About the money.
He doesn't care. I mean, at the end of the day, he could also negotiate with the Padres. Like, hey, I'll retire for half of it. He'll free the Padres up with money. I mean, Yu Darvish is the type of guy that probably doesn't care about the money. He's makes a lot of endorsements in Japan. I mean, when he's done, he's going to be done. I feel good about you today. I think I'm excited to watch Yu Darvish pitch. I'm excited to watch this lineup today. I think the Padres have been close to exploding on offense. They're getting the guys in scoring position. They're getting opportunities with runners in scoring position, and I think the floodgates are about to open. On the other hand, the Cubs offense has been struggling, and I think the Padres bullpen has been great in shutting them down. And we're getting closer to that. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Eric in Chula Vista. Eric, what's going on, man?
Yeah, hey, thanks for doing the show, guys. Besides being a nervous wreck, right? Just a little over an hour before the game. Listening to you guys, enjoying all the talk, man. Yu Darvish, big game scenario. Hopefully we get the Yu Darvish we saw last year in Game 1 in LA. I know he had an extended outing there at 7 innings, but as long as our bats can give him some support. I like the first time through the order, maybe 3 2/3, like Dylan Cease did yesterday. And, hopefully we'll be talking again, Padres baseball in Milwaukee, yeah?
Yeah, it'd be nice, Eric. That's the goal. I mean, the Padres have played better baseball these last 2 days. You got to be able to take advantage. And the thing that got them in Game 1 is the Padres made more mistakes than the Cubs did, and the Cubs took advantage of those mistakes. Padres have to take advantage of the Cubs' mistakes and live off that pressure, because as soon as in these playoff games you jump on a team or they start to make mistakes, if you don't capitalize on it, they can overcome making mistakes early in the game. You got to let this thing snowball out of control and get into a roll if you're the Padres against Chicago. Because with every mistake that you take advantage of is more added pressure to the Cubs players, and you cannot play baseball successfully with pressure. You can't do it. You can't go up there and try to swing with pressure. I mean, I've seen teams do that all the time. That's why a lot of these series get like 0-2, because a lot of teams just like roll over and die. I think the Padres answered yesterday with a haymaker swing back on the home run by Machado. They got to build off of that momentum, off of Mason Miller looking disgusting yesterday in the bullpen, and keep it and let it ride. Guardians trying to get out of a mess right now. Spencer Torkelson's up, 2-2 count, 2 outs, runners on second and third, and a 1-0 lead for Detroit in the top of the third inning. Most lively we've seen the Guardians crowd so far this series. And Torkelson fouls it off. It's playoff baseball, man. It's what we talked about for the last 2 weeks about playoff baseball. It's just a different animal.
Yeah.
And there's nobody that can outlast the pressure. It comes for everybody. And baseball is such a unique sport where things start to spiral out of control on just weird things, and the Guardians get out of the inning. Detroit, missed opportunity to add more runs on. That's something that the Padres cannot do today. They've played with fire the last 2 days. It burned them on Tuesday. It didn't burn them yesterday because they got one of them on a home run, but Padres have to take advantage of getting runners on and let this thing spiral out of control for the Cubs.
Second and third, 1 out for Detroit, pop up on the infield, and then a bad strikeout on a back foot breaking ball. That was not great.
I'm looking for I think, in baseball talk on 97 through the fans presented by Paramount Plus, Sylvester Stallone is back in the original hit series Tulsa King this season. Dwight faces his most dangerous adversaries yet, forcing him to fight for everything he's built and to protect his empire. Stream the new season of Tulsa King on Sunday, September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus. Yeah, this is going to be this is going to be I think this is a huge game for the Padres, obviously. I mean, it's win or go home, opportunity to advance, be the first team, or, who knows? I will see what Cleveland does here. But try to be the team that goes down 0-1 and comes back and wins the series. It's a very difficult task to do. But I like the vibe of the Padres right now more than I like the vibe of the Cubs. Maybe I'm a little biased, but the way yesterday's game ended, I think, gave me a lot more confidence in today's game.
Yeah, no, it's nervous time right now. And I don't know if you're feeling the same way. I have a feeling you are, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are feeling this way too. It's very nerve-wracking right now, but it's not nerve-wracking because of a certain thing. Like yesterday, it was nerve-wracking because, oh God, it's Dylan Cease. Today, it's just nerve-wracking because it's a Game 3. And you know that within in an hour from now, anything can happen in those 2.5 to 3 hours. That means we're either talking about a Padre win, previewing the National League Divisional Series against the Brewers tomorrow, or we're doing a postmortem show. Anything can happen in those 2.5 to 3 hours, and I think that's where the nerves are today. I don't feel Yu Darvish is going to have a problem. I don't feel like the lineup is an issue. A little bit concerned about the bullpen, but not because they're giving it up, but because you threw the arm off of 2 of your 4 key high leverage pitchers yesterday.
Yeah.
It's solely nerves because it's a game 3 and your season could end
Game
today.
7, right? It's the same thing as Game 7. Tied the series. By the way, the season series is tied now. 4-4. These guys have played
said the run,
8 games already.
I think they said the total runs are tied. The season series is tied. Like this has been 2 evenly matched teams all year long.
We said this in April.
Yep.
This team was going to be a tough out in October. And we said it before. You're going to have to get through the Cubs to win a World Series. We said that in April. And here it is in October. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. I will be here tomorrow, just not in studio. I'll be on the road with Cathedral. They play De La Salle. We'll have Skyler and Eddie Brown on tomorrow. Drake Hill's usual show. Hopefully getting you ready for the NLDS. Good luck, Padres fans. It could be a fun one. For Frank Marchese, I'm Braden Surprenant. Equal Water SoCal Padres pregame show with Sam Levitt is next.